Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading, and those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's Precision Fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the Women's Trail Trainer at danner.com.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With nonstop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation by offering comfortable and spacious cabins. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right. Dragon Lady, Mount Rushmore, George Washington, Boobarella, Flim Pocket, Snot Rocket, Boxy Lady, Lady Germs, Patient Zero, Pound Cake, Bag of Lettuce, Nips, Turd with Feet, Jabba the Slut, Mouth, Warren Sapp, Blotch, and Front Butt. These are all nicknames for people that I know, have known, or know of. Now, that said, none of these nicknames, anywhere from Flim Pocket to Nips to Front Butt, not a single one of them knew that was their nickname, you see. And the reason they didn't know is because we didn't tell them. And we didn't tell them because, well, let's just face it, the nicknames aren't very flattering.
Bag of salad.
Bag of salad, my bad. I couldn't remember. Lettuce or salad. Either one fits. But look, to this day, I still don't know who told Shrek that I called her Shrek, but my boss explained that I should stop calling her Shrek, although my boss did agree privately that she does have an uncanny resemblance to that specific ogre. That's a true story, but that's a story for another time. But today we're talking nicknames, but we're not talking about the nicknames you call them to their face. Oh, no. We want to know about the nicknames you call them behind the back, and that's what today's question is. Brought to you by our friends at Advanced Hair Restoration. We want to know, what is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like KISW on Facebook, follow us on X and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send your emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
$50,000 to $80,000 to repair and replace a broken sewer? That stinks.
Well, that's what you get when you buy an older home.
We don't have that kind of money. I mean, who does?
Well, don't wait until it's too late. Call Pinky's.
Pinky's?
Yes, Darlene. Pinky's Plumbing. They do everything plumbing, even sewer and drain cleaning. A little preventative maintenance now will save you a big headache later. Just schedule it at pinkysplumbing.com.
Oh, thanks, Ethel.
Bosch's innovative power tools make you feel like a Bosch. Like when you pile drive screws and bolts with the 2-in-1 impact driver, you'll feel like
Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh, yeah!
Or when you powerfully blast through concrete with the Bulldog rotary hammer, you'll feel
like I have the power!
And when you make buttery smooth cuts with the Glide Miter saw, you'll feel
Scoobity-bee-bop smooth, baby.
What he said. With expertly engineered power tools, the more you Bosch, the more you feel like a
Bosch. So away we go. Welcome to the 20th anniversary season, episode number 4,310. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat.
Guaranteed!
Late night Steve and I had last night. Came up with some rhymes, some tongue twisters for the Ted Smith. Lo and behold, this morning we come in, hot off the presses, is a Ted versus the FCC from Brad in Linwood.
Oh, Brad in Linwood.
Brad in Linwood. And it's about shipping ships and Shelley and how shyly she sits on her diagonal ship.
A shy sitter.
That's exactly right. Not as good as the ones, to be honest with you, no offense, Brad, that Steve and I came up with last night.
My God.
But
masterwork.
I always say that the listener comes first. So we're going to go with your submission there, Brad, from Ludwood on Ted versus the FCC. What else do we have for you today? We will drink and toast in the weekend with a shot of the day that's Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Now we have not one, but 2 holidays over the weekend. Are they really officially holidays? I mean, no. I mean,
no.
One is more than the other.
Sure.
In my mind.
But they get celebrated either way.
They do. So Sunday will be May the 4th. And that is the unofficial Star Wars holiday. Obviously, May the 4th be with you.
Yeah. Sound like Mike Tyson.
Isn't there one more that has something to do with that? Like with Star Wars? It was
the Revenge of the 5th or Revenge of the 6th.
Yeah, something like that. That's right.
Really? Come on, man.
Oh, yeah.
Come on. Let's not double. We gave you. Look, I'm a Star Wars fan.
There's a couple
We'll
of
give
these
them May 4th. We don't need.
You know what, though, man? You can watch, you can catch up on Andor.
There you
on
go.
Sunday evening, something like that. So either way, on Sunday, it is May the 4th. So representing May the 4th, that would be the Cantina song.
What was that glitch, man? That is a catchy tune, man. I'm sorry.
Razzmatazz. So, that is the Cantina song when they go into the bar in the first Star Wars movie.
Correct.
All right, that represents May the 4th. Representing Cinco de Mayo, how about La Cucaracha? By the way, you can hang with the Daily Mix Show in Puyallup tomorrow at the Red Dog. From noon until 2, they're doing a Sunrise de Mayo game. Since it's actually not on Cinco de Mayo.
Correct.
They're doing a party tomorrow from noon till 2, absolutely free. They invite you to bring dogs and kids. And apparently, from what I listened this morning, they're going to have a ton of different beers there. Different breweries.
That's what I heard, yeah.
I also understand they've got the Men's Room 20th Anniversary Lager and IPA from Black Raven Brewing. Not that we're biased.
Yeah, thank you guys for doing it.
In this studio. But
Mike, a lot of people have heard of the song La Cucaracha. We all know it's about a cockroach.
Yeah.
What did you learn about the song? Because in all the years I've heard this, probably my entire life, I've never known what it's about.
Putting the songs together. It was because, like you said, everybody at some point figures out that it means the cockroach. It was like, all right, so why are we singing about a cockroach? Honestly,
fair.
the rest of the lyrics basically say that this cockroach has no legs and can't walk, and they're just kind of celebrating it.
They're celebrating the fact that the cockroach is legless.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
He doesn't have a leg to stand on. He can't walk.
But it is a jam.
Yeah.
These songs actually work together. Play the other one. Play the other one.
Yeah, there we go.
Do a little DJ mixing up there.
I'm fixing it, okay? I'm sorry.
That's the sick baseline, representing May the 4th. And La Cucaracha.
There you
This is
go.
going to be a battle today. Are you going May the 4th? Or are you going Cinco de Mayo on a Bad Choice Friday? Vote now. If you follow us on X and Men's Room Live, one of those two tunes coming up right after we drink and toast with a shot of the day in the week.
Yeah.
Fun music today.
Fun.
On a positive Friday. All right, now we're going to start talking dirt with our question. Not necessarily all the time. Look, sometimes people just get a nickname based on an action, something that they've done in their lifetime. Most of the times, the good nicknames are given to you by a good friend, someone else. It is a situational thing. Oftentimes, nicknames are given to you based on
Physical appearance, let's just
something
say.
about you, whether it's how you talk. I mean, you call your brother Kermit the Frog all the time.
It sounds like Kermit the Frog.
But
What
you
do
don't
want
tell
me
him
to
that
do?
to your face. You don't say, hey, bro.
I have, but I don't bring it up much. But every
But you
time I
don't-
imitate him in front of him, I do the Kermit
But
the
do
Frog
you
voice.
imitate him in front of him?
Yeah.
You do.
Oh,
Okay.
absolutely.
I know you.
I'm
do
not
it on
making
the
fun
air.
of him, but if I'm quoting him, you know, like a lot of times your kids will quote you, and they do a voice
You're
that
going
you
Adrian
naturally
Nolan
have.
said, hey,
Yeah, but that's what I would do.
Okay, all right.
Because, and I'm
Okay.
not doing it to be insulting. I can see that it is now that we're saying it out loud, but that's not my goal. Just if I talk about him and it's a quote, it comes out like this because that's what I hear.
Right. I just didn't know.
My
if you-
mother does it on the phone. She'll be like, "Oh, your brother called." I swear to God, she goes, "Oh, your brother called me yesterday. He was asking about blank." And I said, "Well, Adrian, what time do you need to be there?" "Oh, I don't know about like." Seriously, I mean, it's just.
Does he
it's what
know?
we do.
Does he think? Does he think that he is represented this way with most of the family?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. And that's
Should I just ask him?
That's
like,
the
look, man,
basis of this today. It's just like, look,
Yeah.
man, you either know or you don't. Most of the time, like, look, if you've got a good story on, a nickname, we'll take that too. That's fine. But this is more about the ones like there's a dude downstairs, and he walks outside. He walks very quickly. He probably weighs no more than 130 pounds. All right.
All right.
And he looks like Geddy Lee.
I know
He looks
exactly what you're talking about,
like
yeah.
Geddy Lee from Rush. I mean, exactly like him. He wears circular glasses.
The whole
They're-
thing.
they're
The hair,
sunglasses.
the walk, the
His
face.
hair- so I call him IT Geddy Lee.
Yeah, IT Geddy Lee.
I don't know if you've
All right.
seen IT Geddy Lee.
If you see him, you will know. Just hearing IT Geddy Lee, you'll be like, "I saw IT Geddy."
But he's
Because
a-
there's no question about
But
it.
he's a dead ringer, and
Yeah.
I tell the story all the time. The worst thing that you can do, and is put that name in the phone for a contact you have of someone, and that's
Such that they sell you drugs.
that's exactly right. And that's the worst time I've ever tripped up on this, and I learned my lesson the hard way. Actually,
I don't know that you need to say that to people.
what's that?
Don't put it in the phone now.
I mean, there is people I know in my world that we have nicknames for, not really as an adult, but back in the day. But I wouldn't save the nickname in the phone.
no, because
I think
even
most
if they
people
want to
know
see,
that.
like, if you got the text,
If
and
it's
you
an
go,
ulterior,
here it is.
Okay, so that dude who's dating Selena Gomez. All right, I read this today.
Benny
So-
Blanco?
Benny Blanco, because I'm looking up nicknames, and he says he's got a nickname for Selena Gomez. When they first started going out, he did not want anybody to see that he had her name in his phone.
All right.
So they're looking over his shoulder, like, "You have Selena Gomez."
Right.
So he just put it in a salami. So,
I would have
yeah.
more questions about that.
All right. So, but the problem is, he still calls her salami.
Right.
So hey, salami, what are you doing?
But at least she knows.
Right. She understands why. So she has an idea.
Yeah.
But initially, he did not tell. So then he told her eventually
Okay.
that her name. So mine was that a girl named Gina. She used to deal drugs in Baltimore, specifically marijuana. That was what Gina had. Now, I put her in my phone because she had a
Weed. And would sell it to you.
She had a neck that kind of came out to where her shoulder blades were.
Like Brock Lesnar.
Correct. All right.
She already sounds gorgeous.
But her face was a little bit smaller. Have you guys seen the guy?
This is not a beautiful
Have you
portrait.
guys seen the guy that gets arrested all the time? Who's just got a huge neck? He's been arrested like 2 or 3 times. But
Oh, yeah. He got kind of famous, too. His huge neck guy started hanging out with really skinny guy.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So huge neck guy does not have the biggest face in the world, and that's what kind of makes it even doubly weird. All right. But at the same point in time, she had this like sandy red hair. She was a little bit bigger, but she kind of looked like Jabba the Hutt. All right, from Star Wars. All right,
I think that's
I'm just saying that's what she looked like. All right. I also know this about Gina.
Did everyone agree that you look like Jabba the Hutt?
Gina killed it, man. She had tons of boyfriends. I mean, every time I saw Gina, she was with a different guy. She had no problem dating. She had no problem throwing down. So, in a way, it was just to rhyme with Hutt. We called her Jabba the Slut.
Even better.
Right. I put that in my phone.
Right, that's two bad nicknames in one.
I didn't put the slut part in. I just put Jabba.
Okay, so you didn't have Jabba the
had
Slut.
Jabba.
But your nickname for her was Jabba the Slut.
Jabba the Slut.
You just put her in
That
your
is
phone
correct.
as Jabba.
That is correct. And I cannot remember if I left a voice message. I cannot remember if I picked up the phone. Or
The way you've always
Hey,
told the
Jabba,
story
what's
is you
up?
picked up the phone.
Okay, all right. So that's what I did. I picked up the phone. She called me back for something because I left her a message. And I was like, Jabba, where are you at? And she's like, what did you just call me? I said, Gina, where are you at? She's like, I heard what you just called me. And I was like, I did not. She said, you just called me Jabba. And I was like, no, I didn't. She
said, no, I didn't.
No, I didn't. She said, I'm trying to check on mind after back. You know, like,
Right.
I mean, yeah, pity the fool. But so I was like, Gina, I did not call you Jabba. You heard something else. She's like, I clearly heard Jabba Miles. Click. And I was like, oh, no. So I called her back. And I leave a message. Gina, you did not hear Jabba, whatever you said.
Whatever you said.
I didn't really even hear what you said. But you got to call me back, man. I got your money. And I need to pick you up. And then I just get a text, don't ever call me again.
Oh, damn. That was it.
That was it. That was the last time I talked to Jabba.
Dude, I heard a black comedian the other day talking about black nicknames and white nicknames.
All right.
And he was like, what's cool about white people and the nicknames is he's like, you can live your whole life that way. Right? So take Chip was his example.
Yeah.
Right? You don't go by Charles, you go by whatever. It's
He's
Chip. Right? Or Junior. He was like, you can be the CEO of a bank. Right? And just be Chip. But he was like, you're not taking financial advice from Junebug. I was like, I never thought about his way. Like, white people get a nickname and you'll just go your whole life.
That is
What if that was your surgeon?
Yeah.
Chip? No, call me Junebug.
Right.
Yeah, that's what he was saying. You're right. Because he's
Lay
black.
down,
and he
brother.
Was, right. He was like, I don't want Junebug giving me financial advice. Or,
Oh, my God. Okay, so here's one. No nipple Norm.
All right.
All right?
Well, did Norm have no nipples?
He did in the end, yes. Back in 06.
He did in the end.
The story goes, we just graduated high school. Got a bunch of people, well over 100, went to the beach. Somewhere the party got out of hand, a few fights, people having sex in cars. Everyone's hammered, but none of that compares, they say, to what Norman did. Now, I don't know, they say how or where, but Norman was swimming in some shallow water, and he found a giant lobster. And he says the thing was as large as a forearm. And Norman gathered basically everyone in a circle to show off and hang in the air what he claimed was a spectacular beast, you know? And as he was showing off, Norman was showing off the lobster, he did something that this guy said he would never expect. He took the lobster close to his chest and clamped the damn thing to his nipple.
What?
And then clamped the other one to his other nipple. The lobster took both of the nipples off. And they said, but he was standing in the water when he did this. Like he was in like.
But he set
deep
himself
water.
up.
But they never found Norman's nipples.
How hard did they look?
So his name is then No Nipple Norm. Another post from this.
But if he has no nipples,
he
that
does.
seems reasonable.
It is. It's
What's
just
reasonable?
how it got there. It's just how it got there.
No, called him no nipple Norm.
Yeah, that's very fair.
Yeah. How about
Right.
this? A guy.
But like, if somebody is giant, you don't call him
Well,
giant nipple.
There was, it was a dude, but we called him Nips. He didn't know that, but we called him Nips because no matter what, you could see his nipples through his shirt all the time. And it's just like, he got to the point like, I don't want to see your nipples, but I couldn't remember his name, so I said Nips to someone. They knew exactly who I was talking about. Then it just became Nips. Sorry, Nips.
Here's a couple more. Like back in
There
college.
was an old coach. Won't say which sport at Tamatha. And he had over the years, I get back in the day, he must have been a big dude.
All right.
But I only knew him as like a 60-year-old guy. But you know, you lose weight and stuff, but it's hard to lose like the man boobs.
Sure.
So a lot of those dudes that played that sport just called him Coach Tease.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
I had a
Like, I mean, those guys, I didn't play the sport, but they'd be sitting around and be like, who? And they'd be like, Coach Tease. Like, oh, yeah, I love you.
You know exactly who he was.
So in radio, you've got people who are bosses who take care of the on-air people. You got people who are bosses who take care of the salespeople. You've got a big boss who takes care of everybody.
Right.
You have all these different structures. But I was working in Baltimore, and at the Rotunda, there was a guy there named Chuck, and Chuck was the sales manager. So he was in charge of all the salespeople, like Sam is. And so he hiked his pants up like Ed Grimley, above his belly button. He was just one of those guys. Sometimes he'd wear suspenders. Sometimes he did not. Sometimes he'd wear bow ties. He was that guy, all right? But the pants, I'm telling you, I don't know if it was lack of ass or whatever the deal was, were always above the belly button. Now, with these pants...
Was he an older dude?
He was an older gentleman.
Okay.
And the pants would really wedgie up.
Yeah.
But wedgie up and more into the front. And he was known to all of the members of our radio station as Split Nut Chuck. So if you had a meeting, it's like, dude, I'll be in Split Nut Chuck's office for at 10 o'clock for 15 minutes. Then I'll be back down. We'll cut the spot. But everybody knew him as Split Nut. He did not know his name was Split Nut Chuck.
Of course not.
But you got to know, too, where you can sit your pants. Obviously, it should be...
That's what they're thinking of. Nickname him all you want.
No, I mean,
look, I sit mine on the lower end of my belly, but if I put them up, technically, right? Where's my belly button? Yeah, see,
you're split nut dead.
So it's I can't wear them that high.
Right, and thank you for not doing that.
He did that every day.
That would be weird. Now look at it.
Two more. Back in college, friend of mine started dating a girl after he posted what was supposed to be a fake personal ad on Craigslist. So it was supposed to be fake, but he got a response and started dating this girl. We unknowingly to her called her Sofa because she was big, comfy, used, and found on Craigslist.
Damn.
God damn. One more. This is worse. A guy I worked with was called 60%. Because he didn't really look like he was, well, let's just say he wasn't 100%.
60%.
So we called him 60%. Our question, what is the nickname for the person who does not know it is their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. So get in a Tundra with the available iForce Max hybrid engine, delivering exceptional torque and towing capacity. Or check out a Tacoma. With available off-road features like crawl control, it can take you beyond the trails. Toyota trucks are built to last. So don't wait. Get yours today. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Toyota, let's go places.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
You're in the men's room.
Our question, what is the nickname for the person who does not know it is their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
A couple of texts here. People are joining the conversation. It says, a friend was introducing a lady friend to myself and another buddy. He said she was, quote, kind of big. Well, we saw them coming to our table. She was the big girl. And when they walked up to our table, my buddy yelled, kinda. Now, I'm sure I'll go to hell for laughing, but we referred to her as kinda after that.
Okay.
I worked with a guy who had one leg shorter than the other. Whenever he walked, we would say, here comes the sniper's nightmare. Let's see here.
I usually don't have nicknames people don't know. And I feel bad. I think this guy's passed now. But there was a bar. The guy had one hand, and I'm pretty sure it was, or one arm. Pretty sure it was only a left arm. So we called him Lefty.
That's fair.
Well, that's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know who.
Can you only do that?
You'll see Lefty at the bar. You'll know exactly what that means.
But can you only do that if you're missing an arm? Can I do that if you're missing a leg or
you
an
can
eye?
You can do it if you're a pitcher.
Right? If you're missing an eye. Because I feel like if you have one arm, people call you lefty. You're like, all right, cool.
If I'm missing an eye, am I wearing an eye patch?
Yeah.
Then I feel like it's fair to call me Pirate Ted.
What about leg?
Same thing.
Okay, go Pirate.
I'm missing one. I mean, we never called Minnemeyer a weird name, did we? He only had one leg.
No, we didn't. We missed a golden opportunity. We treated him with too much respect, damn it.
And
he had one leg, and we never actually made fun of him for it.
Yeah, and he's Miles' arch nemesis because he has one leg, and as a goalie, stopped Miles from scoring in soccer.
That is correct.
I'll never forget that.
I won't either.
It's true, Mike.
Apparently not. Because I forgot about it up until 2 seconds ago.
Oh, throw it, I won't.
Yeah, I know.
Miles has the shot. What?
I don't even think I touched the ball.
The one-legged goalie stopped it.
I don't even think I think I completely whiffed on that ball when it bounced up.
It was bad.
Soccer's just different. Because, I mean, I'll give you credit. You're probably the most athletic out of all of us, but soccer is a different ball game.
Yes, it is.
You got to know how to use those feet.
And if I know Miles, he was chuckling about a one-legged goalie, too.
Look, man, I was sprinting.
But also, though, you should be able to use your feet better. You were a punter.
I know that.
At D1.
The ball bounced up off the AstroTurf in an indoor arena. Went straight over the top of the foot. I kicked completely under it. Don't think that I wouldn't do that with
But a
golf
one-legged
ball.
goalie stopped your shot. That
is correct,
Yeah.
I think, eventually. Or he came up and ran.
Eventually.
He came up and ran and got it because I think I completely missed the ball. I don't even think I made contact.
Were you just intimidated by him?
Probably, yeah.
Come on, man, I can do
Couldn't stop staring at his leg. What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803.
I got a buddy that's I'm pretty good friends with. He ended up having to have both his legs amputated.
All right.
I'll send him a message. Like, do people call you something?
That's the
message.
Well, he's already like 6'8", so I call him Big Dave.
He's a whiz.
Yeah, wow.
Is that with the stilts? I mean,
You've met him before. He's come to a bunch of events back in the day.
All right.
He's a giant dude. I mean, just tall.
Yeah.
Could you say, like, dude, I just want to be 4 inches shorter just so my life at 6'4" would be more comfortable, you know? Like sleeping in I guess sleeping in a bed wouldn't be hard anymore, but.
I'll send him a message. I feel like he's still that tall.
How are you going to send him? I mean, what are you going to say?
What's he in your phone as?
Yeah.
Well, actually, I have two Big Daves.
All right.
One guy is not as tall as the Dave. I don't want to say Dave's last name. Big Seahawks fan. A lot of people in town would know him. And then my other buddy, Dave, I know through Sounder stuff, who's not as tall, but he's a little bit bigger. So they're both Big Dave. One guy just gets his last name.
Okay. All right. What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Ted. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. Good afternoon. Good Friday.
Hola. Positive Friday.
No, positive Friday. Sorry. Yeah. Back when I was super young and dumb, I was working at a place, and everyone introduced me to Deb. But they said, "Oh, we call her Sea Donk because she was majestic like a manatee, but she also had similar features to a manatee, the sea donkey."
Oh, damn.
Sea donkey.
So, Sea Donk.
Yeah, Sea Donk.
All right.
And to someone else's credit, that is what I saved her in my phone as. So, come around to drinking time, and Buddy got hold of my phone and calls her up and says, "Is this Sea Donk?"
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
Why? Because he was curious to find out who Sea Donk was, or did he know?
He was the one that introduced her to me as that.
Oh, damn.
Man.
Yeah, it was backstabby.
So did you end up keeping that job?
Oh, no, I lost the job long before that phone call.
Oh, okay. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
Sea Donk.
No, but I did catch up. Yeah, I did catch up with her years later at a wedding, and she'd probably dropped about 200. And she saw me. She smiled. She said, "I don't look like a sea donkey anymore, do I?"
I bet she was happy as hell to
damn.
see you.
Damn.
She'd been waiting to see you.
How much time had
Especially at a
passed?
wedding. Looking all good. Yeah.
How much time had passed?
About 4 or 5 years.
Oh, good for her though. She's Sea Donkey no more.
You are no longer Sea Donkey.
No, I called you Mermaid. What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Sea Donkey.
Damn, man.
God damn.
That's pretty hardcore. Thursday, and I never intended to call her this, but we'd opened a restaurant, maybe open for like 3 days. I'm working with this guy, Ronnie. Ronnie was the man. A little bit older than me, but we got a big rush going on, and he's trying to get this one waitress's attention for whatever. I don't remember why. And we're trying to remember her name. He's like, man, you know what I'm talking about? I'm like, male or female? He's like, female. I'm like, Karen, no. And finally he just goes, Blotch. I'm like, oh, yeah. Now, it sounds terrible, and I will not say why he suddenly called her Blotch, but it did explain, and I knew exactly who he's talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
But after that, I could not tell you her name. She's only in my brain as Blotch, and I feel terrible. She was really sweet, man. Real nice.
Yeah.
Kind of chick you hang out with, man. We get beers after work, all that, with Ronnie. And it's like, man, he could never remember her name either. We only knew her as Blotch.
Well, that's the other issue,
just,
right?
Yeah.
It's like in high school, like I said, like, there was a girl, I don't want to say her name, but everybody put fat in front of her name.
Oh, no.
And then one day we were at a party, and she was in the other room. The person in the kitchen did not know this and was like, when's fat blah, blah, blah getting here? She obviously heard it and was like, is that what everybody's calling me? And
Just him.
That's exactly what we did. Yep. Yeah, sold him out real quick.
Well,
he's the a-hole.
The only so code in the house where I lived in with 12 or 10 guys.
You lived in a house.
Lived in a house. There was plenty of room. Almost everybody, I swear to God, almost everybody had their own bedroom. A couple people shared. The attic was huge, so 3 people slept up
10
there.
dudes.
There was a kitchenette up there. I mean, this place could have been divided into 4
Yeah, I mean, we
apartments.
had 6 of us in a row house.
Yeah, it was actually pretty easy. But my one buddy, his older sister, she enjoyed partying and she liked to throw down.
Okay.
And she very much liked to have sex. And she probably slept with most of her brother's friends.
All right.
Now she had never slept with me, so that was something that was probably a good thing. So I didn't have that. But one night we had a party at my house, at our house. I go upstairs to go to bed, and she is sleeping in my bed with another friend of hers.
All right.
So they have since passed out on a king-size waterbed in my bedroom. All right.
Nothing but class.
This is 2:30 in the morning. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I had checked on them before. It was like midnight. I'd opened the door. Oh, they're passed out in there. Whatever the deal is. Okay, that's fine. I'll find room to sleep on my bed. I get up. I go to bed. 2:30 in the morning. The other girl, Chrissy, is gone. It's just Beth in bed. The other chick is left. I don't know where the hell she is. She went home. Either way, I was like, hey, Beth, move the hell over. You know, I'm sleeping here.
Yeah.
Next thing I know, we're having sex. All right.
Next thing you know.
Yes.
It literally works like that, kid. You
Yes,
climb in
yes,
bed and
yes,
you say,
exactly. She was in
move
my-
over. And then the next thing you know,
It was not.
you're having sex.
I was not. This was not me being the hey, let's go guy. I was just like,
How
you-
much resistance did you put
She
up?
passed out. Then all of a sudden she pops up and like game on. I'm like, all right, whatever. Okay, the thing is that
okay.
You know, people say certain weird things when they're having sex. She was the person who just had very strange breathing patterns. So when
Was she that one?
she sounded like Darth Vader. All right, I mean, like straight up Vader. I mean, it was just like, but she did it better. I mean, she was James Earl frickin' Jones, and
That's hot.
So she made this noise. So I started calling her Vader. And that was now what we called her because it was code, so that my buddy would know his sister when we were talking
sleeping
about
with
it.
everybody.
Correct. So we called her Vader based on that. Well, I gave her the nickname because I went to my buddy Jeff who had slept with her first, and I was like, "Hey, I'm curious. Did you notice any resemblance to her sounding like Darth Vader?" And he's like, "Now that you mentioned it, yes, but I never really thought of that."
Now that you mentioned it.
Yeah. Then I went to my other buddy, Brett. I was like, Brett, I got to just confirm on this. You know what I mean? I was like, did she sound like Vader? Here, pull this up. It's like this. It was almost distracting to the point of you couldn't really even concentrate on what you were doing because you're like, this is the most unbelievable sound I've ever heard.
Right.
It was very unique. It's just very unique. But she was Vader. What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Candy. Welcome to the men's room.
Candy?
Candy.
Candy, how did you get your nickname?
Because it's sweet. Hello, Skylar. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola!
Hola!
All right. right. So my story goes like this. I have a coworker named Greg who has one leg shorter than the other. So we dubbed him the Bishop.
The Bishop?
Because he walks in diagonals. Like a bishop, he's on a chess table.
Okay. All right. So, all right. The Bishop. And he has no idea.
Not a clue.
Now, the good news is, at least if he came up to you and he said, Skyler, hey, man, I'm hearing that people are calling me the Bishop. I feel like you could come up with a lie that's not insulting.
I feel like you could tell him the truth and he would also understand.
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah.
He's very much into like self-deprecating humor.
Okay.
That's just his kind of sense of humor. So if he's heard about it, then he probably gets a kick out of it too.
Or he just found out now. I work with
Or he just
Skyler.
found out right now.
Yeah. Look, we used to call a guy Duck because he walked like a duck. His toes were way far out. He just kind of waddled, so we called him Duck.
Here's
we called
the
him
thing,
Duck.
though.
We called him Duck to his face. I mean, he was just known as Duck, and he knew it was because of how he walked.
Now, here's the thing. You said, well, even if you told him the truth, he'll understand. That's the problem with the bad nickname. They understand.
Like Dino's. I got it.
The chick that I called Shrek, right? And I know it sounds crazy. I really did not do it to be mean. I just did not know what her name was. And I'm talking to someone else. Like, she looked like Shrek. She truly did. And when I said Shrek, the person I'm talking to, they understood. And then they kind of exploded. So now Shrek was just her nickname. Obviously, never said it to her. Anyway, she finds out that I'm calling her Shrek. And she doesn't confront me. She has told our boss, Pasha. So Pasha calls me into his office, and he's like, hey, I don't remember her name. Anyway, are you calling so-and-so Shrek? I said, well, if you've heard that, then yeah. I mean, obviously I am. I said, but look, I never said it to her face. He's like, it's not the point, man. It's the idea that you and others, or you are encouraging others to call her Shrek. I'm like, I'm not really encouraging it. I just don't call her anything different, right? Because I don't know. Either I get in a wee bit of trouble, but I did say to him, but dude, honestly, she looks like Shrek. Now, his response was, that's neither here nor there. Now, honest to God, 2 days later, this is back when newspapers were still delivered to our radio stations. I don't remember which movie it was, but there's a push for Shrek. So it's this big, full 2-page ad.
It was like Shrek 2.
Well, it's probably
something.
Probably a Shrek movie.
I know it's a Shrek movie. I just don't know which one, but you're right. Anyway, but it's this 2-page ad of Shrek, and it's just him. So I left it on the boss's desk. So about 10 minutes later, he wasn't in his office. I wanted to show him, so I just left it there open. When he walked in, he's just like, look, man, you're not wrong. We just can't call her Shrek. I'm like, I just wanted you to admit that you look like Shrek.
Well, and remember, she had a baby, and when was the baby born?
Oh, the baby was beautiful.
On Halloween.
Yeah.
On Halloween.
That was his
I swear to God.
Steve runs in the studio, Mike, and he goes, oh, my God, Shrek's baby's beautiful. How can that be? I was like, I don't know, man.
Well, they say 2 negatives make a positive, because her husband wasn't much either.
Well, just that it was born on Halloween.
On
so
Halloween.
ironic.
We were like, of course it's going to be born on Halloween.
I like this one. Guys, I was friends with a guy at school. He's 6'6", extraordinarily slender with ginger curly hair and was allergic to everything. Seriously, he's one sneezing fit away from being locked in a bubble, it says. His struggles to make his hair look cooler were impeded by his allergies, so he could not dye it or straighten it. He basically left it as it was. He was also goth. So the sight of this massive, lean, porcelain-skinned guy lurching around, dressed from head to toe in black with bright orange hair, he did not know we called him Duracell.
That's perfect.
What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Jenny. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, I know.
Excellent. We didn't mean to hang up on you. We got the wrong name. We thought this was the candy that wasn't there. It's actually Jenny.
No worries. I just want to say I'm a first-time caller, and I love your show, and I hope to meet all of you one day because you guys, you take the hard times and make them bearable, and I thank you so much.
No, thank you. Thank you for that positive comment on a positive Friday. We appreciate it.
You get it, Jenny.
That's right.
Well,
keep talking. Go ahead. It's okay.
Yeah, but the next comment's not going to be so nice. When I was in high school, I was a female jock. I was an elite national swimmer on my way training to go to the Olympics. And we played volleyball at a private school. And I was very small at the time. And there was one gal, and we used to call her Too Fat Cow Mama. And our song went like this. the kitchen floor just won't hold your weight. Do, fat cow mama.
Wow. Damn. Wow, Jenny. Fat cow mama.
You just can't play today. Just go away to fat cow mama. Now, the irony is now I'm the too fat cow mama, so I'm not doing any fat shaming. I'm just saying, be careful what you say, okay?
I feel weird now that you were so nice to us. You had a whole song.
Yeah.
I mean, man, I just stopped at the nickname. Damn. Wow. That is.
Well, I was 16 at the time, so.
But you still remember it.
I have learned and grown up. But you know what my nickname was that I didn't know about that Gary wrote? I went to a private school. My maiden name, spelled backwards, is Lead Nips.
Is what?
So it's Lead Nips. My maiden last name spelled backwards is Lead Nips. And so in 11th grade, Gary, he wrote it out on my folder, turned it into my English teacher that is the most tightwad of ever. She hands it back with this red circle, and she goes, "What is the meaning of this?" And it wasn't my handwriting. And so then everybody called me for the next 2 years Lead Nips.
Old Jenny Lead Nips. Yeah. What's better, Jenny Lead Nips or Lead Nips Jenny? I think Lead Nips Jenny. Yeah. You know, Lead Nips Jenny down the hall.
I do remember people who had songs for people. They were horrible.
You remember him?
I do remember a couple of them that were not.
You had songs too?
Damn. Look, my buddy Pat had one for a guy named Tim Wolf.
Okay.
I will not get into the dynamics, but I think you can figure it out by the song. Whenever Tim, we played sports with Tim. He's a good guy. But Patrick would always go, "I'm hungry like Tim Wolf."
Oh, no.
And it was...
Yeah.
Tim wasn't a slim guy.
That's correct.
Yeah.
I'm hungry like Tim Wolf.
Did he sing this to him?
Hungry like Tim Wolf. He's coming. Duran Duran was popular.
Yeah.
I mean, I think sometimes, too,
hungry like Tim Wolf.
It doesn't help if Miles had a song. I feel like sometimes with dudes, you're just more direct, especially if you don't like somebody or you kind of don't, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have to give them a nickname. You just tell them.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Right? Like, it was my senior year, I kept, I was a manager for the basketball team. My junior year, I was not. So I would lead the student section a lot of the chants and everything. Now, we play Gonzaga, our rival. I know some of those dudes. And we're getting into them. I've come up with some pretty clever stuff to mess with these dudes. And their whole student section chanted, "Teddy's pregnant."
Oh, damn, man.
I was like, what are they saying? And my buddy's like, "They're saying you're pregnant." I was like, God damn it. All right.
I had a class my freshman year of high school that
it was direct.
They the teacher was handing out nicknames to everybody, so we all knew what these nicknames were. And it just, for whatever reason, he found something to give you a nickname for. About a month into the class, I walk in front of the projector for one reason or another, and somebody stops me to talk to me, and I turn to look at him, and then the projector screen is just perfectly on my stomach.
All right.
And I kind of looked at it, and I laughed at it, and the teacher goes, "Your name's Teletubby now."
Our question: what is the nickname for the person who does not know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
At Astound Business Solutions, we know every business is unique. That's why we create tailored solutions to help you grow. With the nation's leading business intranet and 24/7 support, we're always here if you need us. Your business is our business. We are Astound for a reason.
Plan on flying? Starting May 7th, 2025. To board domestic flights, your driver's license or state-issued ID must be a real ID. Learn how to get your real ID at tsa.gov/real ID or visit your local DMV.
I don't know if you've heard, but iExcel is perfect for busy kids like me. It helps me practice everything we do in school. I'm getting ahead in reading and catching up on math. iExcel actually makes math fun. Start learning today at iExcel.com.
No offense, but your brain is a terrible place to keep your big idea. It belongs in the world, but you know that already. You have a calling, a voice that says, "This is what I'm meant to do." Create the website your big idea deserves with Wix. Make it your own with top-to-bottom customization, AI to help realize your vision, and built-in business tools to turn your daydream into your dream job. Wix supports every stage of the business journey except one. Your decision to begin. Ready? Go to Wix.com.
I don't know if you've heard, but IXL is perfect for busy kids like me. It helps me practice everything we do in school. My mom calls it healthy screen time. I call it fun. Although, I guess I'm learning too. While other kids are rotting their brains out, I'm getting ahead in reading and catching up on math. IXL actually makes math fun. IXL works for busy kids and busy families like you. Start learning today at IXL.com.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading, and those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's Precision Fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the Women's Trail Trainer at danner.com.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today. And live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up on this Also Positive Friday, we will drink and toast the weekend with a shot of the day. This is Bad Choice Friday time.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
So we're celebrating the weekend and a couple of holidays on a Bad Choice Friday. So Sunday is Sunday, May the 4th, as in Star Wars, May the 4th be with you.
May the 4th be with you.
That's right. On Monday,
as Mike Tyson would say,
it is Cinco de Mayo, representing the 5th of May. Now, with that in mind, we have Saturday, Cinco de Mayo, covered as well tomorrow. De Mayo, with the Daily Mix Morning Show down in Puyallup at the Red Dog. They'll be there from noon until 2. Free little party to get you ready. They're calling it Sunrise de Mayo. Okay?
Right.
So, representing May the 4th, we bring you the Cantina song.
I picture that cat from Earth, Wind, and Fire on bass playing bass to this. I don't know.
Ted, you said this is kicking ass.
Yes.
Yes. Because you wanted the song representing May the 5th, La Cucaracha.
Craig on X has a good call. Maybe we should have gone La Bamba.
This song seems more fun. I don't know.
Over La Bamba?
La Bamba. Yeah, I guess it both.
I think you just set it up so your nerdy Star Wars thing could win.
Vote now if you follow us on X and Men's Room Live. Will it be La Cucaracha or Cantina song coming up? Those are your choices on a Bad Choice Friday. Our question, what is the nickname for the person who does not know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Josh. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, so in forecasting school in Biloxi for the Air Force,
all right,
we had this guy. He his teeth were pretty big and kind of unfortunate, but he smiled all the time.
Of course he did.
And he after a couple of times of a fly landing on his teeth, he thought he was pretty fly for a white guy, but we called him Fly.
Fly.
You saw flies land on this guy's teeth?
Yeah, twice, and then it was his name.
How
does a fly land on your teeth?
Never even heard of that.
Exactly.
Damn.
Exactly.
All right. Okay. So they were big teeth.
They were big teeth.
All right. Okay.
Man, Fly. I used to, a guy I knew used to date this chick. They had an on-again, off-again relationship, always volatile. But in my interaction with her,
on-again, off-again one?
On-again, off-again, right. It explains itself, right? So that's what they go through all the time. Always drama, whatever. So they break up, and he's a little beaten up about it. And this is not the first time they've broken up. But he's going through the whole same thing again. Me and a couple of buddies, we meet him out at the bar. He's got to say his piece about it, blah, blah, blah. And I said, hey, man, at least you're not with Gums McGillicuddy anymore. Mm-hmm. So, well, the thing is, he did not know I called her Gums McGillicuddy because he was dating her. But, like, her mouth to me, like, she wasn't ugly. But when she opened her mouth, I picture, like, take red Play-Doh and then, like, stuff chiclets in it. That's what her mouth looked like. Or the thing from my Little Shop of Horrors. That's basically what it says. All gums, little teeth, whatever. So, anyway, I break out Gums McGillicuddy. And my buddy, he just gets real dead silent, and I realize they have gotten back together. And guess what? They had.
I did the same thing.
How long did they stay together this time?
I don't know. We stopped working together before they officially broke up again, so I don't know. Actually, he's a dude that got fired because he was busted on camera having sex on the museum roof.
All right, yep. So a girl that was probably a lot like DB's girlfriend from a long time ago.
The stupid one.
Right? She dated a guy that...
God, what was her name?
Becca?
Yes.
Yeah. That was Becca, wasn't it?
God, she was dumb.
But either way, so I didn't want to say her name. It was Becca. But so my buddy dated this girl, and she was just, we knew her as, she was very good at school. She was not good at other things, but she was fun to be around because just her general happiness, but lack of any understanding.
Okay. All right.
Ironically, his ex had good grades.
Yeah.
Did she?
Oh, yeah. She could go to school and take in information and write it down on a test. She just didn't have a lot of common sense.
That's
basically what I'm talking about.
God.
Yeah, so you're describing this person. I'm like, in that girl's defense, she was the same way.
She was the idiot. And we all referenced her as the idiot. Okay, but my buddy did not know that we referenced his girlfriend as the idiot.
Fair.
Until they broke up.
Let him know.
And then someone said, hey, Brett, tell everyone that you broke up with the idiot. And he's like, the idiot? He's like, yeah, your girlfriend. We call her the idiot. He's like, you call my girlfriend the idiot. He's like, none of you have ever told me this. We're like, no, she's always been the idiot, man. Like, he dated her for a couple of years. And he's like, you've been calling my girlfriend the idiot. So whenever I hear the idiot, that was my girlfriend.
Like,
sure. Yes,
yeah.
it was. Like,
that's the idiot in question.
That was the same person.
Dude, there was a kid I grew up with, and we called him the town idiot, right?
Okay.
Because he was kind of bigger, like built.
All right.
But he just, again, not a ton of common sense and everything. And we called him a town idiot behind his back for years. So, like, recently I was home and I was like, whatever happened to blah, blah, blah? Like, didn't we call him the town idiot? Or he's like, yeah, not anymore. And I was like, why not? And they're like, he's the sergeant in the police department where I live. I was like, oh,
my bad.
Yeah.
What's their nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROB.
They were like, do not say that to him.
Hello, Juan. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's up, fellas?
Hola.
Hold on a second right here. Hold on. Let me take you off.
Yeah, we're all good, man.
Sorry, Hey, are you guys going tomorrow?
I am not, because I'm going to volleyball.
Yeah, we got a little party we're doing with a listener who actually gave a donation to drink with us on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
So Sunday's already in the book, so I got to get my crap done tomorrow.
So I won't call my guy then.
Well, go.
Just go and have fun.
Yeah.
Bring the kids, bring the dog.
It's noon.
I'm not going to call my guy. I'm going, but I'm not going to call my guy.
All right, well, it's kind of early. You don't need that.
It's
Just get a cup
noon.
of coffee.
Oh, no, I used to call this, we would call this lady Dory.
Because she looked like a fish or because she was dumb?
She looked like Dory.
Oh, damn, that is unfortunate.
Yeah. And, like, one time we were talking between me and my wife, and this dude heard us, and he was like, you're talking about this lady, huh? And we're like, yeah.
So he knew.
What was it about her that looked like a fish? Was it her lips?
That's a tough one.
Dory, the movie Dory,
Finding Nemo.
Finding Nemo, yeah.
She just looked like
Dory?
that fish.
She looked exactly, bro.
All right, well, that's what I'm
She
saying.
had
Was
a
it
weird,
the
skinny face with big eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Telling you, man. Well, I don't know. What do you want me to tell you? Do you know Dory? Okay, that is what the woman looked like.
Oh, God. What's the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROB.
Hello, Richard. Welcome to the men's room.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Want to travel like a savvy jet setter? No, that doesn't mean monogramming your passport. It means making smart decisions every step of your trip, which means knowing your options. Smart Travel unpacks the facts, like which booking sites actually save money, how to fly first class using points, and if that fancy travel card is a smart investment. All so you can save more on your next adventure. Follow Smart Travel from NerdWallet today and start traveling like a pro.
Man, that was easy.
Bulldog Rotary Hammer!
Hello?
It is I, He-Man, your inner Bosch.
Inner...
Bosch!
I'm sorry, what?
That powerful feeling you get when you can powerfully blast through concrete. Say it with me.
What, like right now?
Yes! We have the power!
The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...
Hola, Pistola.
Hola.
So, got a buddy of mine plays the drums. We call him the Dumber, but he knows that nickname.
The Dumber.
Anyway, he got testicular cancer and had one of, the boys removed. So, we used to call him Half Pack, but instead of Pack, it was with an S.
Okay.
Yeah.
They wouldn't let me say it on the radio, he said. So.
That's right. So basically, like half the purse done.
And I'm guessing he did not know you called him that.
No, he didn't. But then eventually he did find out, and he was okay with it. He thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, I mean, most people don't. I mean, I know people who've had that done, and it doesn't seem like really it affects them in any way, shape. Other than the fact you hope you just get rid of the cancer.
Right. That's the whole thing.
Ultimately, from that point on, doesn't matter if you have 3, doesn't matter if you have 1. Most of the time, those guys have like 5 kids.
Yeah, right.
If that's what they want to do.
I have a question for you. Hypothetical, right? So I'm just thinking, this guy was a drummer.
Dumber.
Yeah, a dumber, right? So do you think the guys in Def Leppard have a nickname for the drummer?
Ooh. Yeah.
That they call him behind his back?
Oh, no. Like, again, you
don't think so?
You're missing an arm. You've been in the band. Like, sorry, there's a terrible accident. Mike lose half an arm, or lose, one of his arms. Mm-hmm. I feel like it's fine to make fun of that to his face.
I'm sure they do. That's what I'm saying. But do you think they have a nickname for him that he does not know? Because keep in mind, he was... No? All right. Just because he was in the hospital for a while, too. Even when he wasn't around. So somebody says, whatever they come up with, Stumpy.
Oh, his buddy's got something for him. Or they rib him about something.
I'm saying behind his back. I know they rib him.
Like here, cut this steak. Like that kind of thing. What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Sean. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
I don't write songs or anything, but I try to work with commonly used phrases. So I've had a few, and they're not FCC friendly, but like Zach of S or
Zach of S.
Yes.
Okay,
that's a good one.
So that's the nickname for the guy.
Yes.
That's perfect. Is he?
It was very fitting.
Is he? Okay, all right. Zach of S.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zach of S. The other one along that line was Joe F. yourself.
Oh, damn.
Wow.
Joe, ask yourself. How long did you have to deal with this person before you came up with the nickname? Or did someone tell you that was the nickname?
No, it one of them, someone else came up with it. Joe was me, and he earned it. Yeah, it was a coworker whose F-ups I dealt with a lot of.
Okay. Wow. That's typically I find that it happens more in a work situation than anything else, or a work association with, you're working with other people who work for other companies, whatever those things are. You definitely have some nicknames.
I like this one. Just came in on the text. Says in high school we had a substitute teacher missing his arm from the elbow down. We called him the substitute.
I told you I went to high school with a guy that I called him Chris, and then people called him Stumpy. Which I thought, because again, he just wasn't he didn't have broad shoulders. He had skinny little legs and skinny little arms, but he was a big dude.
But it was that noticeable?
Yeah. So I never called him Stumpy because I thought it was mean. And then I hung out with his family. They all called him Stumpy.
Oh, damn.
All right. Okay. So as long as you know, I knew a guy who was called Back Bra for a while.
Because he had,
He had boobs on his back.
Yeah.
He played football. They just called him Back Bra. He was defensive tackle.
Yeah, inside a locker room's brutal.
Yeah, there's no holding back in there. What is the nickname for the person who does? I would never call him that, by the way. He was a big guy.
If he's got back boobs, I know he's a big guy.
Never.
No, hell no. This guy was 400 pounds. He would have killed me.
I know you, though.
Well, no, I never would have. Man, that's a line you don't cross with that guy. He was from South Florida, man. I wasn't messing with him at all. What is the nickname for he did have back boobs? What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803.
That term is really getting popular right now, too.
What, back boobs or
big
man
back?
Boobs? Oh, big back? Yeah.
I mean, it's always been around, but it's just funny. Some of the influencers used it. Some of them obviously were black dudes, and now it's just called this for my big back fans.
Because I think everyone understands what it is. That's a good way of saying it.
Yeah, it's like having a long back.
Yes, the long back. Hello, Vance. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, my bitches.
Hola.
Happy Positive Friday.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
Hey, before I get rolling on this is so ironic. So I'm working at the Puyallup RV show right now. There's a guy from one of our other locations working here, and he has one arm. He had an arm sheared off in a car wreck, and he has a million RV salesman one-liners about having one arm. I've just been rolling for the last 2 days, and that comes up. And the other thing, the story I'm going to tell you about my best friend, he's got one boy, and he lost it to testicular not cancer. Yeah. So anyway, he's a drywaller, my best friend, and he always partners up with somebody, right? And the two of them take on jobs. Work with somebody for 6 months here, or a year there, or whatever. Well, a long time ago, he partners up with this guy that's half Asian and half Czechoslovakian. And I hadn't met him yet, and he just referred to him as Rice Check. And me and Rice Check, we're doing a big job out on Chuck and the Drive, Me and Rice Check, so, and he lived right across the street, my best friend from me, and I always go over and have beers and bowls after work with him, And, I finally got to meet this guy. Comes over, and I'm like, hey, what's up, Rice Check? And Mike looks at me.
Oh, no.
And he looks, and then Rice Check looks over me. He's a big dude, man. And I'm not. And he looks at me and goes, what'd you just call me? I said, he goes, what did you just call me? And I looked at Mike. Mike goes, yeah, what did you just call him? I'm like, I got to go. So nice meeting you. Yeah, a little bit awkward.
Yeah, say the least.
Damn. Unless your buddy's like, yeah, man, what'd you call him?
What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Tim. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
Fellas, you guys are great, man.
Oh, thank you,
Smiles
man.
on my face constantly. All right, so I got this friend, and he has passed now, so God bless Derek. His name's Derek. We grew up together. This dude was big, like knocking 500 pounds. He would drink 2 gallons of milk a day.
Jesus.
A day. Dude was huge. So, I don't know how
Pardon me? No. Like
500
yeah,
pounds.
I
his
missed that.
stomach was the size of a barrel. It was like the biggest. His calves were humongous. They were bigger than my head, man. I mean, the dude was like his whole life. He was a big guy. So I had come up with the nickname Stunt C, and what I would do was we'd all be at the bar, the local bar, and we'd all be in there drinking. Well, there was this one time in particular, he's sitting at the end of the bar, and I'm back at the table. So I call over this girl. I was like, hey, you see that guy at the end of the bar there? You know what his job is? And she'd be like, what? I'd be like, he's a stunt C. Now, look, usually these girls, that happened more than once, were like the sluttiest girls in the bar. So they would be like, what? He's a stunt C? And I'd be like, yeah, like, okay, so say you're watching a porn, right? And you see like Arnold Schwarzenegger to begin with, but then it comes time for boom time. It's cut, bring in the stunt C. And I was like, that's what he does. So,
that's what he does, yeah.
So this girl would go up to him. Now, him being a big guy his whole life, he was kind of stupid to girls. He would just say the dumbest crap. So this girl would come up to him and be like, hi, hey. And he finally caught on, and would just get really embarrassed and just be like, oh, Timmer. My nickname was Timmer back then. So, yeah, man, it was Stunt C, man. He was a good guy, man. God bless him.
Did you ever help him get laid?
I tried several times.
Okay. All right.
Never one time did it work.
Yeah, I was going to say.
One time.
No, one time.
Well, A forever. What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, what's going on?
Hola.
Why don't you play Tequila for Positive Friday?
Oh, you know what? We could do that on Positive Friday, just not a Bad Choice Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So I don't know if Mike's got the button on there. We could say, I've got derivative of multiple of my nicknames, but it's Boner.
Boner.
All right. Yep. That's perfectly fine. There was a guy in radio named that for a number of years.
What?
Oh, yeah. Unfortunately, he just passed on.
I was at a friend's wedding. It was one of the impromptu ones when they were like 18 at a chapel, which was inside a garage. And we were sitting in the car waiting to go in, and an Alan Parsons Project song came on, and I made some comment. My friends called me Boner. So through the years, it went from Boner to Bone to Miles. You might be so familiar with the golfer Seve Ballesteros.
Oh, I've heard of him now.
Yeah. So I told my friends when I moved up here about my nickname, and so my nickname became Seve. So if I can call three different friends, I'm either known as Seve, Bone, or Boner.
Yep. Okay. That's how it works.
Yeah, I would go Seve first. Mm-hmm. That's just me.
Yep.
But yeah, Mike, there was a guy named Boner on radio for a long time, and I believe he's in North Carolina.
No, he did the mornings in Chattanooga. We were on the rock station in Chattanooga.
Right.
He was on that station in the morning, and we were on in the evening.
And then I think it was just last year.
Yep.
Boner died because Miles had to read the headline. He's like, but I knew what he was talking about.
Wait for our shot of the day coming up today. If you're
oh, God. Yeah, we did it
question,
again.
What is the nickname for the person who does not know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola. By the way, I forgot to tell that guy. The reason we did not do tequila is because we did tequila on a Bad Choice Friday when we were down at Tacos and Tequilas.
Correct.
In Pioneer Square. So we just did that song on a Bad Choice Friday like 3-4 weeks ago. Yep. All right, go ahead. Sorry, man.
Yeah, cool. Hey, no worries, man. So, liquor and whores and Positive Friday.
Yeah, man.
All of the above.
All of the above, man. Yeah. So anyway, all right. So I was military for a long time, so we got kind of a little bit of a morbid sense of humor. So my personal favorite was Peg. I always kind of figured if I got a leg blown off, I'd change my name to Peg. So.
All right.
Did you get a leg blown off?
No. They saved it.
I can't win them all.
Oh, they saved it.
Okay, so yeah. But my
Bummer.
wife got me a nice wooden textured sock just in case, but that didn't happen. So the actual story I called about, told Mike about. So I went to serve with this guy for a long time. He's a big old man monster, but he we went to boot camp together, training together, advanced training together, deployed together. So we served together for a bunch of years. Tight as brothers as could be. But for years, this name came to him early, but it was Stu.
Stu. Why'd you call him Stu?
Well, here's the thing. He couldn't figure it out. Fast forward about 5 years. Stu is short for stupid.
Oh, damn. And did you give him this nickname?
No, it wasn't me. It was one of the other fellas in the on our team. But it just stuck with him. But I was the guy that had to break it to him again, like 5 years later. Man, it's rough. We're kind of mean to each other, and but that one, it hit and it stuck and it stayed that way until many years later. And he was not a happy man once he figured it out.
Still, we overthought that. It's short for stupid.
What is the nickname for the person who does not know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. So get in a Tundra with the available iForce Max hybrid engine, delivering exceptional torque and towing capacity. Or check out a Tacoma. With available off-road features like crawl control, it can take you beyond the trails. Toyota trucks are built to last. So don't wait. Get yours today. Visit buyatoyota.com for deals and more. Toyota, let's go places.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Always live on the free Odyssey app. From the Pinky's Plumbing Studio, you're in the men's room. Text the guys at 206-803-ROCK.
Ted versus the FCC on the way at 4:35 on this Positive Friday. A couple of news stories, believe it or not, concerning nicknames just in the news today.
Really?
So we have Bruce Springsteen, and someone asked him how he got the nickname The Boss. I kind of figured this would be an easy one for anyone to figure out.
Wait, you mean Bruce Springsteen?
Well,
because it's his band?
Maybe. It just seems like if you are on the East Coast and you're specifically in the state of New Jersey, the boss is known as the boss.
Right, the boss.
We would never call Dave the boss or Castle the boss. He would just be the boss.
Right.
So, like, Zach Wilde, he comes to the studio, he's talking about Ozzy. That's the boss.
He calls him the boss.
The boss. So Springsteen said, when he had to pay his band and crew, he said they would say, hey, boss, are we getting paid this week? And I'd say, sure. And then some of the DJs who came to the shows started using it on the radio. And that's how it came to be. Like,
that's it.
I had no idea. He would just, hey, come on down, see the band. Hey, boss, we getting paid.
How long has he been the boss? To me, he's been the boss as long as I've been aware.
As long as I've known who Springsteen is.
My whole life. The boss.
Mm-hmm. This is a little bit more entertaining. So Doge, the cost-cutting arm of the government there, Elon Musk went on an interview with Jesse Waters on Fox News yesterday, all right? And they were talking about some of the things that they've been doing, and they brought on one of the younger staff members that has been used as far as a lot of the computer stuff, the IT stuff, going in, checking all this crap, right? So he brings this guy in with Jesse Waters. This is on his Fox show, which I'm not sure what the name of it is because I don't watch
Waters
it.
World?
Is it Waters World? It is Waters World. Thank you. So, okay, so he brings this kid in.
Faithful viewer.
And it's a young staffer. And he basically says, hey, what's your name? And he says, my name is Edward Coyston. But my people know me as Big Balls.
He said this.
Yes. And Waters says, who is Big Balls? And the 19-year-old said, I just told you I am. I'm Big Balls. And Musk says, that should be obvious. And he said, basically, this is what happened. He set Big Balls as his LinkedIn username while he was in high school.
Aha.
Because he says people on LinkedIn take themselves super seriously and are pretty averse to risk. And I was like, I want to be neither of those things. So honestly, I didn't think anyone would notice till I got this job. Now I'm only known to my friends and family as Big Balls.
Big Balls.
Our question, what is the nickname for the person who does not know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Mark. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
So anyway, I was when I was in the Navy, we had an engineer who was very competent as an engineer, but had about as much common sense as a flat rock.
All right.
But his nickname was Six, like Roman numeral 6, and he thought that was the greatest thing he had ever been called before in his life till he found out what it meant.
What did it mean?
Unfortunately, well, it stands for Village Idiot.
Oh, so VI.
Oh, okay.
How long did it take him to figure out that that's what it was?
Oh, I would say probably maybe 2.5 years.
All right. But so you can call him Six. He didn't care why you called him Six. He just liked it as a nickname.
Oh, yeah. You get a big old grin on his face. Yeah, I'm Six. And we'd be like, oh, my God.
All right.
Okay. But that's sailors for you. You know, we give people nicknames that you have to think about.
What was your nickname?
I was Stretch or Slim because I'm 6'6", and I was on submarine. So yeah.
Are you allowed to be on a submarine being that big? Apparently so.
The tallest you can be on a submarine is 6'10", and we actually had a cook that was 6'9", and he walked around with the constant crick in his neck. The overheads were like 6'8".
What was his nickname?
He was just a big cook.
Big cook, right? That's simple.
You Navy guys, man, you don't go by names. What is the nickname for the person who does not know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the men's room.
Strippers and bong rippers, bitches.
Oh, nah.
So, my siblings, 3 of them. The youngest is Desiree. Family calls her Des. I call her Desbian. My brother, everybody calls him Bull because he looks like Bull. My oldest brother, his name was Dean. I called him Small Denis.
Small Denis.
And what do they call you?
Yes, I was brain dead.
Okay.
Oh, damn.
Why do they call you brain dead?
I can guess.
So, Steve isn't actually my name. It's my call-in name because I run a company.
My
real name's Brandon, and a buddy of mine's band, Enemy, the initials, NME. Anyways, they had a song called Brain Dead, and it sounded like they were yelling Brandon. So everybody's like, oh, you're brain dead.
Okay. All right. All right, well, that's a better way to get it.
What's a nickname for the person who does not know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Want to keep that secret.
Listen, I got a business. My name's Brandon. Hello, Mike. Welcome to the men's room.
Hi.
Hola.
So, a long time ago when I lived in Wisconsin, we had this friend that, well, wasn't really a friend. It was more like just a guy that hung out with our friend group. He wasn't really a friend to any of us.
All right.
In fact, he was probably more of a burden on all of us.
Okay.
But and we got his nickname as kind of a nod to an old Dane Cook sketch where he always, for whatever reason, and we never figured out why, but he just always smelled like piss.
All right.
And the Dane Cook skit was that whenever there's these people that just randomly smell like piss, they always have an obby name, like Robbie or Bobby. So we always just called this guy Obby.
Because he smells like pee.
His real name was Josh, but whenever he wasn't around, we always referred to him as Obby.
Obby.
Okay.
All right.
Obby.
Obby.
What is the nickname for the person who does not know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Josh. Welcome to the men's room.
Or Obby.
How's it going?
Hola.
Hola. It's my older brother, and he's a twin, and one twin is a rocket scientist, and he moves rocks for a living. And for a long time when we were younger, our other brother started referring to him as BBA, and he went by that nickname for like 2 or 3 years before he was finally like, what does BBA stand for? And our other brother looked at him and was like, big dumb animal.
Damn.
And even to this day, though, if you call him BBA, he'll acknowledge, but then he'll kind of look at you like, dude, for real?
Because he's so used to responding to it, but
sure.
he doesn't want to.
Right, because he was like proud of it for like 2 or 3 years before he was finally like, what's it mean?
He didn't look for his own acronym. I mean, I'd at least try to turn it into something.
I know what I'm going with.
Yeah.
But if someone gives you a nickname that involves letters, definitely ask, what does that mean? Before you go, like, cool.
Right. Or make up your own. If that's what you're going to stick me with, I'm going to come up with something.
They call me UMF.
Right, exactly.
Ugly mother.
Yeah. What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Steve. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you, sir?
So, when I was in high school, I started hanging out with the guys, in a couple grades above me, and I'd hang out with them, man. I went to this party at UW, and I did this, like, epic beer bong, and they were just all super impressed, right? And the whole night, man, they're calling me Keith, and I'm just rolling with it, because they're older than me.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, cool, yeah. So it turns out, man, I get back to school the next week, and they keep calling me Keith. And so I finally asked them, I said, hey, man, why you guys call me Keith? They say, well, ain't your name Keith Richards? I said, no, man, my name's Steve Rogers. And they said, well, we thought you were Keith Richards, man, this whole time. And then Keith stuck, dude.
So they kept calling you Keith.
You didn't care, though, man. As long as you go to the party and drink beer and hang out. Who cares? Call me whatever you want.
But wait a minute. Isn't
Exactly,
Steve
that's what I
Rogers?
said.
Is that Captain America's name?
Absolutely. And so actually no one figured that out until the movie started coming out, and this was like 2002.
Yeah, I was going to ask, did anyone know before the movie? Did you even know before the movies?
I knew. My parents did not know, but nobody else really seemed to know except me. And then the movie started coming out, and everywhere I went, I'd go to pay for something. I'd show my ID. Hey, did you know you got the same name as Captain America?
Yes! Pick up a garbage can lid, bang him on the head with it.
I was like, yeah, here's my shield.
Okay.
What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Sean. Welcome to the men's room.
Positive Friday, guys.
Positive Friday.
How's your day going so far?
It's a positive Friday, brother.
Yeah.
That's good. So I got my nickname of Patrickless through a couple of my friends that were seniors in high school when I was a freshman. And we happened to be on the golf course for the golf team at that time. And after, I think those tryouts had ended, we all just went on the back nine because we all knew the family that owned the course, so we could just pop on. And so one of my friends pulled out a blunt, and they're like, you want to join us? I was like, yeah. And at that moment, they're like, we're just going to name you Patrickless.
But Patrickless?
All right. Yeah.
Is there any reason for that?
Nope. They just were like, we're just going to name you Patrickless, and Patrickless you shall be.
All right.
And it's stuck with me since I was 15, and I'm now 34.
And you're still Patrickless.
To only those group of friends, but everybody else just calls me by my regular name, and if they ask what that is, I just tell them,
Doug.
This is how I got that nickname.
Okay. All right.
Like you just got a nickname for no reason. That's it.
Oh, yeah. It says, while in Scouts, we had a new member called Dave. Unfortunately for him, we already had a Dave in the group. And a friend of mine announced, while we were all stoned one evening, we already have a Dave. This will confuse us all too much. From now on, we'll call you Keith. A year later, that Dave had disappeared and moved out of town, but Keith would only still answer to Keith, not Dave, his real name.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. All right.
What is the nickname for the person who does not know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK.
And I know a Jeff. We still call Geoff.
Geoff? Yeah. I feel like that one, that could pass. Like, you call me Steve. I feel like a little weird, but okay.
You know of a soccer player named Fitzhall?
No.
His nickname is One Size.
One Size. That's great.
Fitzhall's One Size.
Hello, Paul. Welcome to the men's room.
Liquor and whores.
Liquor and whores.
All right. So I had this neighbor that she liked to do a lot of yard work in her front yard, and she wore this tangerine bikini top. And we kept watching her just for the sheer reason that we were hoping that there would be a wardrobe malfunction at some point.
Of course.
My one of my friends gave her the nickname, and it stuck, at least with us. We didn't ever told her. And it was Tiggle Bitties.
Tiggle Bitties.
All right. Yeah. Well, that's why you were watching.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
You don't need to tell her.
Right.
She already knows.
Oh, God. Yeah. Ex-wife, I used to have a couple of those for her. Can't say them all. I used to call her Emerson a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was one that was pretty popular. What was...
Just one friend in particular?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I can get away with that one. Probably not. What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK. T. McGee was one.
Oh, yeah. Hello, Aiden. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello. How's it going, you guys?
Hola.
So I don't know if you heard the nickname that me and my coworkers had for one of our friends from high school, but
we have not.
How do we know?
ESP.
I don't know. Maybe someone might have told you before I got on, but But I used to work at the Little Caesars in Puyallup, kind of close to Graham, and I used to go to school at one of the high schools around there, and we had a buddy that his last name was Padilla, and it was spelled Padilla.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of people that we were friends with from high school that we worked with that everyone was like, oh, this guy's kind of a moron. Every so often he seems like he knows what he's doing, and then out of nowhere he'll do something completely stupid and then turn around and ask you a really dumb question.
All right.
So we kind of all got to a point where we're like, oh, he's kind of useless. And then someone came up with the name Padildo instead of Padilla. So every single time he would come into work, instead of saying his last name, people would turn around and go, oh, Padildo's coming into work. And everyone would turn around and go, okay, cool. Seems like all of us get extra work to do.
Padildo.
Okay.
That's what they came up with.
All right.
I feel like I'd have gotten there instantly.
Yeah.
Padilla. Padildo.
What is the nickname for the person who doesn't know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROCK. I don't even be bad about that. I'd be like, dude, that sucks. That's a lame one. I'm not even going to be a fan.
They got him.
Ooh. I get it.
They got him.
Right.
Hello, Kate. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
So, my little sister's name is Sarah. And there was a period of time when we were younger where she just was like the ultimate prima donna and just awful to be with. So I started calling her PS. And in my head, that stood for Princess Sarah because she was so spoiled.
Okay.
But I couldn't tell her that because she would love it and run with it. So instead, I told her it stood for Postscript because she was an afterthought.
Oh, damn. Wow. Kate coming out with the claws, man.
Jesus God. Was she still your friend after that?
Oh, yeah, I confessed it to her, and she laughed about it now. But, yeah, we're best friends.
Wow, man. Because you're an afterthought.
Okay.
I like that. You got a little ruthless.
RUSP. What does that mean? Small penis. Oh, thanks.
I feel like the women we have heard from on today's show much more vicious with the nicknames. And they got songs. You're an afterthought. Like most of ours are so, like, what do you call them? Forehead. Like, look at them, man.
Right, Sade.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
But again, I'm going back to kind of the difference between men and women, right?
All right.
Like you hadn't seen my buddy Bernie in forever.
Yes, God,
right.
I know.
But I'm saying I don't think it's that crazy that you commented on his weight.
It just came out of my mouth before.
Right, and you hadn't seen him. And look, he'll tell you. I mean, he must have put on 60 or 70 pounds.
Easy, yeah.
Right? So, like, but I think women are the opposite, where, like, if that girl showed up or posted on Facebook.
Oh, somebody's gotten fat.
Right, you just be like, oh, you're still beautiful, this or that. As opposed to you just being like, God damn, Bernie, what you been eating?
I know, man.
You know what I mean? So, like, I think maybe it's harsher because they're kind of meaner to each other, but they're not up front.
I never know if my wife thinks someone's fat until after that person's gone away, right? So, because you're right, man. If we rolled in and Bernie's sitting there like, God damn, buddy, how much you been eating? It's fine. We go on. My wife wouldn't say a word, right? But we could get in the car and she'd be like, Bernie's weight's been on 50 pounds. But like, why can't you just tell? I mean, I said it. Why won't you?
Yeah, like my one cousin, her husband was in a competition in his gym, right? He does it every year.
All right.
Right? So he's like super strict so he was very, very lean. And there were some women in my family who kept like making like, well, how much skinnier does he have to get? This and I was like, are we freaking jealous?
Right.
Like, just what do you care if he leans out?
Guys, we call this one guy at work Blisters because he always shows up after the work is done.
Oh, damn.
What is the nickname for the person who does not know it's their nickname? 206-803-ROD.
So you've got a business, but what about a brand? The difference? More of you. Wix gives you the freedom to create your website, own your brand, and do it on your own, exactly how you envisioned it. Experience limitless customization. Boost your creativity and efficiency with AI tools for every part of your business journey. Scale up with built-in SEO, e-com, and scheduling features. Put more of you in your business. Go to Wix.com and do it all. Yourself.
Time for dinner, kids.
The reason I gathered you here today is for a family strategy meeting. Johnny, after dinner, you get 34 minutes of counting practice on IXL.
Only 30 minutes.
Meanwhile, Timmy, you get to use IXL for your long division. And Dad, I don't see any broccoli on that plate. Mom, dinner looks excellent.
Let's do this. We've got to study. Tests are coming up, people.
The learning product families trust. Start learning today at IXL.com.
Yes! I love this game.
IXL is actually a learning app that helps them excel in math, science, language arts, even social studies. But it's so fun, my kiddo calls it a game.
Yes, I'm crushing it.
Yeah, you are. He loves the awards and motivating feedback on IXL. It's one of his favorite things to do after school. He loves the challenge. I love the results.
Yes!
IXL, the learning program 16 million students trust. Try it today at IXL.com.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading, and those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's Precision Fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the Women's Trail Trainer at danner.com.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth. For a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today and live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Don't forget, tomorrow, Daily Miggs Morning Show down in Puyallup. That would be Steve Miggs' hometown. as they celebrate Cinco de Mayo with Sunrise de Mayo tomorrow from noon until 2. That's going down in a brand new spot called the Red Dog. And they invite you to bring your dogs.
Yeah.
And if you want to, bring your kids. But they'll be there for a couple hours tomorrow from noon until 2 doing some afternoon day drinking. Hopefully a good day for that. And I know for a fact they've got the Men's Room IPA and the Men's Room 20th Anniversary Lager from Black Raven there as well. So once again, that's tomorrow, Sunrise de Mayo at the Mayo Red Dog, 12 until 2. I get so stuck on that. I don't know what the hell's going on with the Mayo thing.
Oh, I know. Because it says Mayo, but it's Mayo.
It's the dumbest thing. Coming up, we'll drink and toast for the shot of the day, but we also have a little Bad Choice Friday afterwards.
Once again, bedroom colors, here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio.
Whatever that. Oh. You hit it.
Hey, man, this is your fault.
Fire off two at the same time. Okay, Bad Choice Friday. Jesus Christ. Representing May the 4th, that would be the Cantina song.
Which one is this from?
Star Wars 1 or Star Wars first one.
A New Hope, episode 4.
Exactly.
Which order did it come out? Is this in the one that came out?
First one that came out.
Yes.
This scene was in it.
Correct.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And they're in the bar. Cantina song. How's it doing on the voting, by the way?
I don't have to check it.
Okay,
the nerds
fine.
are winning.
All right. Cantina
I'm going to go
song
watch spring ball tonight.
is representing May the 4th. Representing Cinco de Mayo, that would be La Cucaracha.
Mm-hmm. Festive.
So will it be La Cucaracha or Cantina song? Vote now if you follow us on X at Men's Room Live. One of those two tunes coming up right after we drink and toast with the shot of the day. All right, we have time for a few emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com. Sure.
I kind of want to go dancing with some Mexican people now.
A legless
You
cockroach.
can do it tomorrow down in Puyallup. I mean, just dance with people. Our guys used to have a friend in high school who had one boob bigger than the other. We called her Biggie Smalls.
Oh, damn.
From Jesse and Sumner.
I don't think you should. Well, that's rough calling a woman Biggie Smalls.
Well,
That's why they had to say it to her face.
Call her Biggie Shorty.
Ola,
Much better.
When I was in Arizona, I became friends with my buddy's cousin Jay. We were part of the Bills Backers Club that would congregate on Sunday mornings to watch the Buffalo Bills. Now, we would drink and do dumb stuff on the weekends, but this guy was not exactly playing with a full deck. So I used to call him Slow J. It was around the time that O.J. Simpson was in the news. If I heard that he drowned in a few inches of water, I would not be surprised. Well, of course he did. Thanks, guys. That from Jerry as we move on to the birthdays. Gentlemen, today I'm celebrating my 39th. Oh, by the way, birthday is brought to you by our friends at Men's Room Roasted Red Salsa from San Juan Salsa Company.
Dip responsibly.
Gentlemen, today I'm celebrating my 39th. Ooh, can I get a 21 soundbite salute? And tell Ted to cool his britches about people touching stuff at museums.
Cool your britches, Ted.
I didn't successfully touch the cemetery gates at the Holocaust Museum. And also, I'm a smart boy, and I learned my lesson. From your loyal listener, Steven, in Excelsior Springs, Missouri.
Let's pull it in, Jay. Come on. Can I grow up?
2.
Golly, chestnut.
So,
6.
suck it up, cupcake. Oh, dear Jesus.
Drop the beat.
You like that? You like that?
Fish sandwich. Are you sure?
Snap a picture of yourself. Ah, jeez Louise.
A fillet of fish sandwich.
Holy Jay. Here comes the dope pusher.
Hashtag good advice.
Please clap.
All right, very good. Let's see here. Guys, it's my dad Scott's 53rd trip around the burning ball in the sky. Gonna get the dirty Germans talking about how filthy their computers are. And some dad jokes from Miles. Thanks, guys. And happy birthday, Dad. And may the 4th be with you from your crazy yet lovable family.
Yeah, my computer is not very dirty. I do not know why you would even assume that. However, my computer keyboard, it's quite a sticky thing.
Yeah, the crazy thing is the mouse. And a lot of people can't alternate hands. I think it's how a lot of people, you learn to use the mouse with their left hand.
Huh.
I never even thought about that.
Yeah. Well, you guys were in the golden age of the late 90s, early 2000 home computer.
The golden age.
Yeah. When you had to wait to download a photos.
Dad jokes on a Dad Joke Friday.
Oh,
why
perfect.
not? All right, here you go. This one comes our way from Jerry. He's sending in a dad joke. Says police have confirmed that the man who tragically fell from the roof of an 18th floor nightclub was not a bouncer. Wow. That's from Jerry. Guys, what does a bar and bra have in common?
A bar.
What does a bar and bra have in common?
I don't know.
You can't wait for them to open. What did the cannibal request for his last meal? What did the cannibal request for his last meal?
The executioner.
No?
Damn.
Liver? Five Guys. I have just one word for women who look at me like I'm some sort of sex symbol.
What's that?
Hello. Couple more dad jokes. What is the loneliest cheese? What is the loneliest cheese?
Provolone?
Provolone is the loneliest cheese.
Shout out to Provolone.
We have one of these on our desk, by the way. Do you guys know that dads are like boomerangs?
Oh, really?
Yeah, sometimes they don't come back.
Oh, my boomerang went out for milk?
Yeah. Yo, mom is so fat, she has a real pony on her polo shirt. And Ted, are you from Ireland?
No.
Because when I look at you, my penis is doubling. All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty German brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's world famous sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers.
Oh, speaking of Dublin, happy birthday to my buddy Rowan.
Happy birthday, Rowan.
He's from Dublin.
Oh, it's a birthday today, too?
It is.
Okay, cool.
Mike, give him a penis is too small.
Yeah, right.
It ain't Dublin.
Let's see here. Oh, I'm just going to run through a couple extra
Love you,
emails.
buddy.
Okay.
Love you, lad.
End of year suggestions is the title of this email. It says, "Hola, guys. This is aimed more at Mike, but after yesterday's show, I was reminded of a few segments that if he's taking suggestions for the end of year show, I would like to put forward. Most recently, the whole Sugar Ray Leonard story regarding Ted when he was in the hospital from this week.
Way ahead of you.
Got that one already ready to go?
Yeah, that one's in there.
Okay. Before that, the talk regarding Ted and then Miles about airport security. Do we remember that one?
I don't remember that one.
Oh, is this about Ted's bees, maybe?
Oh,
Lighten
it's run
up the,
hot.
yeah.
I might have that one in there.
Okay.
Got hot bees.
Going back to March 19th.
Feel warm right now, Mike.
The whole segment regarding centaurs and then pizza or mouth hugs. I'm not sure. I'll thank you guys for all the entertainment. Take care. That from Paul, the OT.
Centaurs and pizza.
I believe we'll have some of those in there.
I would try that as a topic.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, look, over the weekend, if you wouldn't mind, pick yourself up a six-pack of Men's Room IPA from Black Raven or the 20th anniversary lager as well. Help our friends at the Fisher House. Throw some sausage on there from Uli and the Men's Room beer brats as well. But we do have a couple food suggestions, gentlemen.
Okay.
Summertime, so it's time to make a hobo pack on the grill with Men's Room beer brats from Uli's famous sausage, shrimp, potatoes, corn, peppers, and onions. Then throw in some Men's Room lager and loads of Old Bay. Toss it on the grill until it's ready.
All
Great
right.
beer, good times. That from Shannon. That sounds like an amazing. It's in a foil thing there, man. He's got the shrimp.
It's a low
the
country
sausage,
boil, right?
Yeah, man.
Potatoes.
I like where your head is at, Shannon.
Doing it on the grill.
You guys ever do the low country boil?
I have.
Yeah.
I like she called it a hobo pack.
Yeah.
Technically, we're not in the South, so I guess we don't have to call it low country.
Might I also recommend some delicious Men's Room roasted red salsa for your Cinco de Mayo?
Absolutely good idea for Monday or for tomorrow on the weekend.
And honestly, San Juan has chips, too.
Ayo. Great chips.
Bacholas, I randomly stopped at the Red Fall gas station in Redmond on my way home from work and was pleasantly surprised to find they had 4 packs of 16-ounce Men's Room IPA.
Ooh, okay.
Only place I've ever seen them, and I check every store for the IPA. I just thought I'd pass that along. Love the show, fellas. That from Morgan.
So 4 packs of 16 ounces.
Are the big ones. I've never seen that.
I did not know that was
like
a
the kind
thing.
that they serve at Climate Pledge. And
Yeah. That's awesome.
What else do we have here? Guys, enjoying your men's room IPA at an Aqua Sox game. Go Sox. Guys, that's from Steve.
Nice. Aqua Sox.
They're they're available there, too. The Aqua Sox. What else do we have?
You ever go to a game up there?
I have not, no.
It's pretty fun.
I've heard it's a great time. I heard they do a pretty good bark in the park as well.
Probably no fireworks.
All right. Not right after, no.
Why in the hell? You don't even have a dog.
I used to have a dog.
I know.
The
way
dog
you
would,
say it, it's
the
like-
dog would go, I would not.
Right.
It was a working event for the dog's mom. So she would take the dog. She would go set up the booth.
Oh,
she
right,
would
right.
work. I would go.
This is your
along.
history. You just said it like you're very excited. Like, they got a good one. I'm like,
Well,
you don't have a dog. What do you care?
Well, I've seen all the pictures. Trust me. I've seen every picture that was taken that night. All right, guys, Men's Room IPA. Great show. Great meeting you guys at Muckleshoot Casino. This is a photo my wife showed you of the squirrel enjoying a tasty Men's Room IPA at our camping trip last year in Leavenworth. Throw, by the way, one of those KISW posters found its way back to our place from the casino.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Thanks again for a fun show. Looking forward to the next stop on the World Tour, guys. That from Bill. And that is our squirrel right there drinking a delicious Men's Room.
I love that picture, man.
And in the bright yellow can. And what else?
I mean, like, I think it's cool. I don't know that squirrels should be drinking that much beer.
I don't know. What do you know about it? What do you know about squirrel physiology? Dude, they already sleep 22 hours a day.
Well, give him a 12-ounce beer. He's going to be asleep for 24 hours a day.
Maybe, but they can sleep it off. That's
What
all
about
I'm
a
saying.
squirrel-sized beer is all I'm suggesting.
Why don't we have that?
Squirrel-sized
Squirrel-sized beer.
Sure.
Obviously, the squirrels want it. We have photographic evidence.
And one more. Guys, catching up on the podcast there on the Odyssey app, and you guys were talking about In-N-Out fries and all the different fries. Guys, by the way, I used to work at In-N-Out. I've met Rich and Guy Snyder and know the current owner. I have a family that works there, trust me. We all don't like the fries either. Just ask for your fries if you are there. Well done. Trust me, they do get better. They are underdone to keep the lines moving. They don't like adding fries back into the fryer. It's one pull only. By the way, we think that's a mistake. Also, if you want to make your own fries, In-N-Out is peeled potatoes that soak in water for at least 2 hours, dice, dry, and toss them in your fryer. McDonald's soaks theirs diced in water, and they add corn syrup, vinegar, and salt.
Okay.
When you fry them, pull them before they are done and refrigerate, then put them back in. You will get the crunchy flavor you were looking for. Personally, I soak my potatoes in salt and vinegar water. Occasionally, I will add garlic, let them soak that way, drain, and dry. Then fry them until they are near done. Pull them. There seems to be a commonality here, and put them back in. In other words, it seems like you need to par cook fries to get the crispy finish on the end. Enjoy, my friends. I don't eat out a ton, as I just make my own and can get pretty close to the restaurants. Even my teenager prefers my fries to the original.
Damn.
Thanks, guys. That from Squirrel.
Which is wild.
A teenager in particular, man.
Right, correct. I could see another adult being like, man, these are really good.
Yeah.
But I guess a teenager, you're not really a child. You can, like, I feel like kids just like McDonald's.
Of course.
Because it's McDonald's.
But if you make good fries at home, that tells me you got a deep fryer. And hopefully, if you have a deep fryer, you're using it outside of your home because, man.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, that air fryer's really changed the home fry game.
It has. I just wonder how they work on raw potatoes compared to, like, frozen potatoes in a bag. I don't know if you can start.
Maybe
that.
parboil them, give it a shot. I don't know. Maybe batter them.
That's not a bad call at all. All right, let's see here. Let's go back in time. The last time that we played Ted versus the FCC. So if we could, let's go back in time.
Me and frickin' Chuck Cuts can't frickin' find nutty, fat nuckfuts. Even though he's wearing a short, silvery, shiny slip.
Yeah. Oh, let's go back.
Yeah, come on, Mike.
Fire up the time machine.
I don't know. I got to see if I can find it.
Uh-oh. Did I win or lose last time?
I'm pretty sure you lost last time.
I'm pretty sure you won because I got a brand new one. I couldn't remember because we were on vacation for a
I know. So you have a new one, but I was like, damn, I think I...
All right, fire up the time machine.
Wait, let's go back in time then.
Is it clean?
I don't know. What am I dumping?
Thank you, Ted.
Sherry ordered 70 ship sets of ship supplies from Sheila, but Sheila only ordered 60 ship sets. Sherry thinks Sheila is very shifty shipper, and she needs to get her ship together.
3 times fast.
Sherry ordered 70 ship sets of ship supplies from Sheila, but Sheila only ships 60 ship sets. Sherry thinks Sheila is a very shifty shipper, and she needs to get her ship together.
1.
Sherry ordered 70 ship sets of ship supplies from Sheila, but Sheila only shipped 66 ship supplies. Sherry thinks Sheila is a very shifty shifter, and she needs to get her ship together.
2.
Sherry ordered 70 ships.
That's a lot of. You are correct. It was a loss last week. Let's do it again.
And now, everyone's favorite daytime game show, where one person could lose $325,000 and their job, or win and walk away with nothing. It's time for Ted versus the FCC.
Yeah, we forgot that you lost last time because it was Ween Week. So I got you into it. But believe it or not, it does include shipmate Shelley.
All right.
So it does include ships and everything else, but it's a little bit different twist. And this one was submitted by our buddy Brad from Linwood. And he says, good luck, Ted. And it goes something like this. Shipmate Shelley likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To draw these diagonally shipping ships, Shelley stands with her legs crossed diagonally, but sometimes she'll shyly sit when she draws a diagonal ship. The way that we do Ted versus the FCC, 1 time through, then 3 times fast.
She's got a lot going on. All right. Shipmate Shelley likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To draw these diagonally shipping ships, Shelley stands with her legs crossed diagonally, but sometimes she'll shyly sit when she draws diagonal ship.
3 times fast.
Shipmate Shelley likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To draw these diagonally shipping ships, Shelley stands with her legs crossed diagonally, but sometimes she'll slyly sit when she draws diagonal ship.
1.
Shipmate Shelley likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships, that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To draw these diagonally shipping ships, Shelley stands with her legs crossed diagonally, but sometimes she'll slyly sit while she draws the diagonal ship.
2.
Shipmate Shelley likes to draw ships, especially shiny ships that are sailing in a diagonal manner. To get these diagonally shipping ships...
Man, that was close. Golly. Okay.
Thought I had it.
Oh, man, you were right there.
1 in the lost step. So close. So close.
Lisper.
Yes. Right. Coming up at 5:08, we will drink and toast in the weekend with a shot of the day. You are listening to the Men's Room.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Fly Condor Airlines nonstop to Frankfurt and connect effortlessly to most European destinations. Relax and start your vacation in comfort. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today and book your next adventure.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. What if comparing car insurance rates was as easy as putting on your favorite podcast? With Progressive, it is. Just visit the Progressive website to quote with all the coverages you want. You'll see Progressive's direct rate, then their tool will provide options from other companies so you can compare. All you need to do is choose the rate and coverage you like. Quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, combining raw power with precision engineering, all backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. Climb inside a Tundra and experience the uncompromising strength. With its available iForce Max engine, the Tundra delivers exceptional power, torque, and towing capacity. Plus, the spacious and high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the run. Or check out a Tacoma. Agile, dependable, and unstoppable. The Tacoma's designed for those who go beyond the trails. Stay ahead of the pack with available off-road features like crawl control. Or break out your tunes with the available portable JBL speaker. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So outlast every adventure and outlive the moment. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Or stop by your local Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
99.9 KISW. The men's room returns with Miles and Thrill.
Coming up here at 5:08, we'll drink and toast the weekend with a shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check on Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Well, thank you, Miles. Men are starting to trim or remove altogether their eyelashes in an effort to look more masculine.
What?
I don't get it either.
Just leave them alone. You're fine.
They're there for a reason. That's to keep crap out of your eyes. I've got something in my eye right now. That's why they're there.
Like, I get it. Drawing cartoons and all that, like putting eyelashes on it was a good way to symbolize that this was a feminine character. However, dudes still have eyelashes.
Yeah. I feel like it's like the one good, not one, but one of the few good qualities of my looks is my eyelashes.
Yeah.
And my son gets that all the time. Like, oh, my God. Your son has such beautiful eyelashes. And I'm like, I see him every day. I just never notice.
I put the mascara on him every day.
I'm going to start putting on fake eyelashes and just bat my eyes and see if people notice.
I think they would notice.
J.D. Vance, put on the guy liner.
Yeah, there you go.
Ted, are you wearing falsies?
There's no such thing as guy liner. It is eyeliner.
Correct.
No, but it's guy liner.
I know. We worked with a guy that used to say that. And I was like, no.
It's eyeliner.
It's fine, but you're wearing eyeliner.
Right. Don't call it anything other than what it is.
Right. Like chicks can wear guy stuff and they don't call it
guy
the
stuff.
deodorant.
Right. Well,
wouldn't that be L deodorant?
L deodorant.
La being the feminine, just say.
Well, I'm saying if she wants to use my stuff.
Well, let me ask you this. Is there a difference between perfume and cologne?
Yeah.
Generally, the smell profile.
Sure.
One's for bitches.
Like, you never notice with dudes, like, we want to smell like the ground or an animal.
Right.
It's got that leather.
Timber and leather
want you to smell like flowers.
tobacco, sandalwood.
Correct.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
and I understand that when I say
I'll smell
perfume,
like
it's
earth.
going to be more floral. It's going to be very bright. If I say cologne, it's going to be musty. It's going to be.
So IPA.
However, it's the same thing. You're spraying something on yourself to make yourself smell better.
Well, then it's fragrance.
Yeah,
See? You
exactly.
come to the fragrance section, but they have
You know
cologne.
what? Mike's right. It's just advertising.
It's the same thing, right?
Because there's
Dude, perfume.
I used to rock. Was it one of the
Obsession, Calvin Klein.
Calvin Klein had one? I think it was one that was unisexed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
used to rock that. People loved it.
There you go. Hey, if it's good smell, it's good smell.
Then I met a girl that had it on. And I was like, "This is weird."
I know. Hey, honey, can I borrow your perfume?
Yeah. And your hairbrush.
Right.
And your fake lashes.
More than 2 million Ninja pressure cookers are being recalled due to burn risk.
I would just assume that's
it's
It's a pressure cooker.
Right.
It's right there in the name.
I will say we bought a Ninja recently, not the pressure cooker, but the blender, because our other blender took an S. That's a badass thing, man.
Is it?
I love that little mofo. Hell yeah.
You on the green shakes?
Mine are usually pink because it's banana and strawberry, but
Does she ever sneak like
no
spinach
I
or
make
anything like
one.
that there?
No, and every time
So you're
people
just
do.
making delicious smoothies.
Yes,
Right.
That is correct. I am making a smoothie
Just with
that
ice,
is delicious.
ice in the fruit.
Ice, yogurt.
I'm telling you,
fruit.
just put a
That's it.
little bit of spinach in there, not for any taste or anything. It's good for you. You don't taste it at all.
But he
You
doesn't
say
need
that.
it.
Yeah.
If he goes to the doctor, his blood works fine.
I'm aware
Why
of
are
that.
you guys always angry about it?
Because
not
the rest
angry.
of us have to eat this crap.
He could put it.
Stay alive.
Ted, he could put a Dick's Burger in there. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, but I agree with you. Like, the hell with vegetables.
I'm not doing it.
Right, if my doctor said you need more vegetables, if he didn't say, or she didn't say that,
You need chicken wings.
I'd be the hell with it.
Exactly.
Because you know what? I would eat like a child. Dino nuggets.
You wouldn't go to that salad place
Fries.
anymore for lunch. You get what you want.
I almost
You-
cussed. F no.
Yeah, I know.
I go there. I get a salad for lunch. Do I look satisfied by 4 p.m.? Hell no.
Damn.
We're hungry.
Officials in Massachusetts are warning locals to be aware that if they smell cucumbers in their yard, it could be a copperhead snake.
Jesus.
Yeah, I read part of that. What's the No, I saw that.
That was the appropriate reaction.
That is awful.
Well, I know you like the smell of cucumbers.
I do.
This is going to be very disheartening.
It's lovely out
Cucumber
here.
is growing in my
But
ear.
instead, it's your Antichrist.
So
Where
what-
is it?
Massachusetts.
Did they just start putting off the scent of cucumbers?
I don't know what
I mean,
it
the
is,
snakes
but
have been
they're
around
saying
forever.
like,
Or are they
it-
saying if you have cucumbers in your yard
no?
or growing them,
They're
come?
saying copperhead snakes
Are
put
emitting,
off,
yeah.
right, emit a cucumber smell.
Oh, all you cucumber water drinking mofos out there.
I do like a cucumber
Wait,
water.
It's
very
You're
refreshing.
bitten by a snake.
Which is surprising. That's the one where my wife draws the line.
Really?
We were in Nashville and we were doing brunching, right? And I found this gin cucumber cocktail and I was like, dude, let's do it. I'm in for it. She thought that was the most disgusting damn thing. She does not understand why anybody has cucumber in their drinks. I'm like, this is refreshing. You have mint chocolate chip ice cream. How is this not refreshing to you?
As people always say, and it dries, whether it's lemon or cucumber in the water, I hate both, but cucumber more in the water, right?
Okay.
Like, well, it tastes refreshing. I'm like, water is the
Lemon
last
better.
thing that needs help being refreshing. It's
Yeah.
water.
But it makes it even better.
It really does not.
I will say
it
though, but
really
Thrill,
truly
even
does
you
not.
remember a while years ago, Effin' Vodka had a cucumber vodka
Oh,
that
yeah.
I was big on. Even you like that.
Yeah, that was good.
That was
man.
refreshing.
I will say though, if you're, I do like it, but if you're going to give somebody a lemon water, you need to let them know that it's lemon water because
I agree.
I do not like taking a sip of water. I love lemon water. I don't like taking a sip of water not knowing that there's lemon. in it.
I don't even like lemon water.
You
Like,
gotta-
why did you have? Just give me lemonade.
Go to a hotel in a warmer climate, right?
Okay.
They will typically have a jug of water in the lobby with fruit in it.
Yeah.
Get that.
Oh hell yeah.
If you see one, get that water.
Yeah.
Whatever it is in there, drink the water.
It's like a wineless
It's like,
sangria.
this is awesome. It's water. What? Wow. Why don't I do this?
Apparently, your heart may be decades, quote unquote, older than you think it is, depending on your health. So basically, they said that the way that your heart operates is actually older than you are.
Way to work, teamwork.
Basically, they were saying like if you're a morbidly obese person, your heart puts off the work and it shows the age as if you were 45 years older than you are then.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's kind of what they're talking about when they say take care of yourself.
All right.
And it could
Kinda.
it could range it could range anywhere from like just a couple of years to all the way out there to 40 years. So
Basically, the heart has like a set schedule. Like, this is exactly how much I work. All right. So if you're a bigger carriage, look, I'm still putting in those hours, and then I'm done.
You're off for the weekend.
Right. I'm
not.
done.
I'm still rolling. A sea lion is proving to scientists that some animals beyond humans can recognize musical beats.
Specifically, the performer seal.
Damn, good work.
What did they put on that he just started vibing to?
Marshmallow.
Oh, nice.
I don't know, dude.
The sea lion sleeps tonight.
The sea lion.
Nah, it's got to be something more upbeat.
Yeah, I would think it's upbeat, something happy.
I would. Marshmallow could be Tiesto. Could be a lot of stuff. Maybe it's John Summit. Diplo. Who knows?
Swedish House Mafia.
1 in 4
Pass
people.
the
Well, he's
Dutchie.
got good taste, Miles. I don't know how old he is.
1 in 4 people would tell their coworker if they had bad breath.
Oh, a coworker.
A coworker.
It depends on the coworker. If it's one of you guys, yeah. But I'm thinking.
Oh, we had a
just-
producer we never told.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, hang on now. That's because his was that bad.
It wasn't.
Well, that's bad breath.
Yeah, you're right. If it was, but he
That's
clearly.
bad. When I think bad breath,
I hear you.
This
but
is
I'm
the face
saying
I see.
He has halitosis.
So-
He can't cure it. So there's no
I don't
point.
know.
He
The,
stopped smoking meth.
I don't know.
And you could tell.
well, that's what. If it was crack, first of all, he made it at home.
Okay.
And
This is all true, by the way.
yeah, Mike, he was really nice too. Good worker.
He was.
He puts in his mac and cheese. He parties all night.
I don't know that I believe him. They stopped totally.
What, smoking crack?
Yeah.
Why not? Other than his breath, nothing
I
about him
have
is
a
in particularly
theory in
cracky in a
life.
very cracky part of the country.
I just have a theory in life that there's more people you know that have smoked crack and more people you know that have been with a prostitute.
Sure.
yeah.
Well, I'm falling on one of those swords.
Yeah. Well, and I'm on the other.
I know.
Well, circling back here, that brings me to got me thinking about
10 godly thoughts.
other things. Yeah, no kidding. Other things that we'd like to say to our coworkers.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
The 10 things we want to say to our coworkers. Back in Chicago, I had a coworker who was out with their sales team at a Cubs rooftop watching the ball game with clients. One of our new salespeople, a lovely young lady, was there with her husband. The seats were bleacher style. This doofus was sitting just below the saleswoman and her husband. She made the unfortunate mistake of wearing a very short skirt. He turned around. got an eyeful of the promised land, and then looked up at her and said, "Hey, nice view." You don't say this to anyone, but especially not a coworker. He was shown the door. But I'd have hit that. Positive Friday.
Hey,
True
nice
story,
view.
apparently. Nice view.
That is crazy.
Wow.
That's wild. Damn.
That's into the forest.
So these are 10 things that we want to say to our coworkers, but we can't because of, office etiquette. I really appreciate your help, but your approach to this is completely unproductive and actually a problem. You ever had that person that jumps in, like they try to give you their input and whatnot?
No, but we had a boss that would tell us stuff like that straight up, man. I appreciate you trying to help, but obviously you're an idiot. You're unproductive. It's like,
This is why I'm in this chair and you're over there.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically how that worked
I know
out.
exactly who that is, too.
Oh, yeah. Yes, you do.
And he is the type of person to say, cool, go away.
Pulled no punches.
Oh, Lordy. I know you're stressed, but your negativity is affecting everyone around you.
I would say that.
That would be a boss thing to say to somebody. For sure.
I wouldn't say everyone. I'd be like, you're annoying me.
Right, and I agree with you.
I can't speak for everyone else, but man,
This goes beyond, like, honestly, when it's making other people unproductive just because your crap is not staying at home with you, it is coming into the workplace, and it is dragging everybody else down. Like, yeah, this needs to stop.
especially when home follows you into the workplace as in the form of your spouse that you've been bitching about. We had that with the guy in the restaurants. I mean, like, for months we've been hearing about it, whatever. And then one day, waitress walks into the kitchen. Hey, Carlos, your wife is in the bar. Well, we're not open yet. I know that, but she's in the bar waiting for us. Oh, God, man.
This ain't going to be awkward.
Well, not for me.
Steve, I know that you and I are working together on this project, but I feel like I'm always doing the heavy lifting.
Oh, you're not wrong. I mean, listen, if that were the conversation between the two of us, I'd be like, yeah.
Well, yeah, you are. That's why I partnered with you.
And thank you. Thank you, by the way.
Remember that science fair project we did?
Exactly.
Showed up.
I'm just here for the points.
That's right. Hey, we get an A on that. Cool.
Thank you, man.
That's a tough one to say, though.
Yeah,
you think?
Because
just because everybody works different.
Sure.
Right? So you start getting into ticky-tacky arguments, well, then everybody's going to think they're right.
Right. Everybody has different strengths. Everybody brings something different to the table.
Like your strength is being stupid and unproductive.
There you go.
Yeah, like
I just
write
look
the
cool.
report, Mike. I'll deliver it.
I'll
Right,
walk
boom.
it to the boss.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'll talk about it in front of the room. Just do the nerdy part.
10 things that we want to say to our coworkers but can't. I find it hard to trust you.
Well, it's a
Oh,
little
Jesus.
I mean, you got to be in the moment to say that.
Yeah, that is drunk at the bar at the
Well,
office.
you
party.
obviously did something untrustworthy to make that come out of
Correct.
somebody's mouth.
Yet still,
Sometimes you just have a feeling on people.
yes, yeah, but
I mean, there's some people that I have worked with or whatever, like they didn't do anything to me, but like I do not trust them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
and yeah, you get a beat on people. You start. It's the people. I always describe it this way. They're always people that come up to you and they feel like they're always trying to sell you something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They feel like a vacuum salesman. Like, okay, settle down. Like, what do you want out of me? No.
I don't know if this is on the list, but we should add your wife's a smoke show.
Yeah, man.
Dude, your wife's hot.
I mean, yeah.
Good job.
Because you can't, like, every once in a while, it'll be like a Christmas party or something. Like, oh, hey, throw at my wife. And you're like, holy but Jesus.
You know, you see Miles over here working, and you just walk up to him and you say, I'm not sure how you're going to get that project done on time, Miles.
Yeah, cool, thanks.
I do.
You just look up tea times all day.
I got a
like,
whole bag of cocaine. I'm going to be up all night, boss. Don't you worry about me.
We got this.
Yeah.
We're fine.
Damn.
10 things that we want to say to our coworkers but can't. Can you please stop complaining about that?
You can say that.
Sure you can.
That comes up to a point. I'm sorry. There comes a boiling point where you are, as a coworker, allowed to say that.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm trying to work on my stuff over here. You don't stop talking about this. I quite frankly don't care. I've been listening to you to let you just get it out. I've got work to do.
Just hate it to yourself.
Right.
I mean, the first one that comes to mind, and you guys are good about it. I never hear you two doing it, but I used to have a friend that every time he lit a cigarette, I gotta stop smoking. Stop saying it. Right. Right, or in a lighter sense, Miles, I know you can attest, is the guy that slices in golf and goes, well, I never slice. You slice every time around here.
No. Right. That's not what I say.
Either fix it or shut up.
I have yet to see you play a game where you didn't slice that damn thing.
Exactly.
I can't hit a draw.
The guy that takes the donut out of the box. Oh, I shouldn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Put it damn
The
down.
man.
Fat ass.
Oh, damn, wow.
Can't say that at work.
And your wife's a smoke show.
I brought the donuts in. I am said fat ass.
Put it down, Miles. No, do not grab the knife. Grab the whole donut or leave it in the box.
Well, I'm guilty of cutting them in half.
Damn it, Ted.
Well, I want to try all the flavors.
I can't even get in line in the drive-thru at Krispy Kreme.
No?
No, I feel too guilty. I can't do it.
Why? It's Krispy Kreme.
Because I'm going to get a dozen donuts.
Of course you are.
Yes, you are.
That's why they're there.
Do it.
That's why I don't get in line.
To give you 12
I
heaven
don't do
nuggets.
it. I've never done it.
There's no other reason to get into a line at a Krispy Kreme other than to get a dozen donuts.
I can't just go get a coffee. It'd be impossible.
You wouldn't go to a Krispy Kreme for coffee.
No, you go there for the donuts. They happen to have coffee.
I know I will buy a dozen donuts.
You go to Dunkin' for the coffee.
You could buy 6.
All right.
But you wouldn't.
I just know what's going to happen.
Would you buy 6?
I'm going to have a dozen donuts in the back of my car.
What's that?
I've done it before.
Did you eat them all?
Well, yeah, Krispy Kreme.
Yeah, I was just
but
they
where
got
I
them too
screwed
easy.
up was in Eugene when I went to Voodoo Donuts.
Ooh, much heavier.
Yeah, and I got 6 of them.
Yeah, right, dude.
What am I going to do?
You should have got more or less.
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 They're
This is
massive.
so heavy.
Huge,
Okay.
man.
Right, like it's more like a. I mean, they're not like cake style, like
They're
top
gourmet
pot.
They're
donuts, though.
shareable, I guess.
They're just big, and I was like, well, I got to go to half dozen. But like, there was a group of us, and everybody got. I was like, why did I get 6?
Yeah, there's a Legendary Donuts walking distance from me.
Legendary,
I-
great.
I love Legendary. They're huge.
Yeah.
And I get fat.
Yeah, that's why I don't get in that drive-thru.
I don't know how this one goes, but I'm not interested in getting to know you outside of work.
Damn.
That's
Outside of work.
yeah, but I felt that about some people. You give them the runaround. Hey, let's go do this. Yeah, get back to me on that.
Yeah, that was a great time at the office happy hour. It's like, dude, that's the only time I'm going out.
Right. That is the only time that you and I are going to drink together.
And look.
And your dog's ugly.
Right.
And your wife's a smoke show.
You can bob and weave, but you're not going to tell.
Is
I
your
don't
wife
want
com-
to get to know you outside.
If your wife's coming, then yes, I'll go get a drink with you.
Can your wife come?
She got a sister? That's the one I always screw up. Oh. Does she have a sister? It's like,
And I mean an identical twin sister.
yeah, it's basically like, your wife is hot.
That's right.
And I want in.
Did her sister get the work done too?
Damn.
Yeah. I want the aftermarket. Oh, yeah. And then this is the number one thing that we want to say to our coworker, but we can't. We've all met this guy. I'm not sure how you got this job.
Yes.
I said to people I don't work with at other places.
A lot of
How did you pull this off?
Hey,
Doc.
Miles, how does a man win more than $100 million in the lottery and end up behind bars within just a couple weeks?
I do not know.
Tell you how at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming in at 5:50 in the meantime. Have we made it to the weekend? And drink.
If you're ready for a new job, let Express Employment Professionals help you. Express is already hiring for summer jobs in a variety of industries. Job seekers never pay a fee at Express. Go to expresspros.com to find your location. That's expresspros.com.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
The brand new Grand Casino and Shoreline is now open. Step into the action with Vegas-style table games like Baccarat, Heads Up Hold'em Poker, Pai Gow, Blackjack, and High Card Flush. Feeling hungry? Feast on delicious Chinese, Vietnamese, and continental dishes plus breakfast favorites. Dine in or take out. And don't miss daily happy hours from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. and 10 p.m. to midnight. Grand Casino and Shoreline off Aurora. Open daily from 9 a.m. to 4 a.m. Visit GrandCasinoGaming.com. Welcome to the Grand Experience.
Plug in a Hyundai EV and the extraordinary happens. From the charge time and range in the Ioniq 5 and 6 to the adventurous spirit of the Kona Electric to the 601 horsepower Ioniq 5N. Hyundai EVs make the extraordinary electrifying. There's joy in every journey.
EPA estimated 303-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 5 SE SEL Limited rear-wheel drive and 361-mile driving range for 2024 Ioniq 6 SE long-range rear-wheel drive with fully charged battery. Actual range may vary. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
Time for dinner, kids.
The reason I gathered you here today is for a family strategy meeting. Johnny, after dinner, you get 30 more minutes of counting practice on iExcel.
Only 30 minutes.
Meanwhile, Timmy, you get to use iExcel for your long division. And Dad, I don't see any broccoli on that plate. Mom, dinner looks excellent. Let's do this. We've got to study. Tests are coming up, people. The learning product families trust. Start learning today at iExcel.com.
In time.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the men's room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
6 time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink desk and Steve at Thrill Hill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast actress Ruth Buzzy. Do you remember the name Ruth Buzzy?
Were we talking about her yesterday?
We were trying to talk about her yesterday because we were talking about game shows back in the 70s and people that made regular appearances. And Ruth Buzzy was one of those people. But Miles and I were struggling to remember the name. In fact, here's the audio from yesterday. I was trying to remember who this woman is.
And I still think it's funny. Like, I remember watching Hollywood Squares, and there was always all these celebrities, but, like, some of them you never knew.
They were only famous for being those people in those game shows.
Like, there's a guy named Paul Lynde.
Yeah. Ruth Fozzie. Ruth Beatty.
I know exactly. I know you're talking. She had the crazy red hair.
Yeah.
Did a lot of kids shows. Ooh. Was it Ruth Fozzie? No.
I believe so. Some of them.
Yeah, it was Ruth Buzzy. Mm-hmm. Okay, now listen. Ruth Buzzy, she was a guest star at many TV series. Donnie and Marie, The Flip Wilson Show, The Dean Martin Music and Comedy Hour, The Dean Martin Roast, The Carol Burnett Show, Tony Orlando and Don, The Monkees, Emergency, a variety series hosted by Glenn Campbell. Yeah, this is back in the day, sure. She appeared on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson. She had 200 other television guest appearances. This is our point. You couldn't get away from her. We just couldn't remember her name. She voiced the character of Nose Marie back in Hanna-Barbera's animated series, The Pound Puppies. She was the voice of Mama Bear in the Bernstein Bears back in 85. She performed hundreds of guest voices for other cartoon series, including The Smurfs, The Angry Beavers, Sheep in the Big City. She joined the cast of Sesame Street in 1993. She performed in numerous television commercials. She was for Clorox 2, Clairol, Ban, Roll-On deodorant. Do they even make that anymore?
I don't believe they do.
She was the voice for Granny Goodwitch in television commercials for Sugar Crisp cereal. She appeared in Weird Al Yankovic videos, including Gump. She appeared in other music videos with the B-52s, Seattle's own presidents of the United States of America. Ted, she was on Saved by the Bell. She was on The Muppet Show. She was on You Can't Do That on Television. She had a successful nightclub act at the MGM Grand. She was in the original Freaky Front. I mean, on and on it goes. She was The Adventures of Elmo in Grouchland. We could not remember her name. And then sometimes you put things into the universe, and sure enough, there's a headline with Ruth Buzzy today. And I say to Miles, I think Ruth Buzzy was a woman we're trying to remember. And he says, yeah. And I said, she died yesterday at the exact time that we were trying to bring her up. That is no joke. She was in the news today because she actually died yesterday when we were trying to remember her name.
And I'll be this guy. Did anybody else notice in that clip who brought up her name when we were remembering Hollywood Squares?
Was it Miles?
It was Miles.
It had to be you. It had to be you.
Hey, don't mess with me. Do not mess with me.
My God, you continue your reign of terror.
Yeah.
This woman had been fine. We hadn't even thought about her. Miles says, what was her name? Even you just got close, and the woman literally died yesterday.
Maybe it'd be like Mental Hitman.
Yeah. And she made it into the news.
Doesn't need
today.
a weapon, just thinks about the
Don't
person.
think about Dick Van Dyke until after
Give
December.
me $5,000, man. I'll get rid of him.
Man, oh man. So yeah, Ruth Buzzy. She was in a lot of stuff, and Miles killed her. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola bichola.
Your winner on a Bad Choice Friday coming up next.
Hey, it's Dolly. People have always commented on my scent, asking what I was wearing and where could they get it. Well, I have been blending my own scent for years, and now I'm sharing it with you. Dolly Scent from Above is the perfect gift for your mother, daughter, grandma, aunt, sister, or any special woman in your life that you wish to celebrate this Mother's Day. Dolly Scent from Above, available now at Walmart stores and walmart.com.
What's the difference between DIY and doing it yourself?
It's the difference between a part-time passion and a full-time business. Wix gives you the power to turn your passion into a moneymaker. With a website that fits your unique vision and the business tools you need to succeed. Let your ideas flow with AI that guides you, but keeps you in the driver's seat. Manage your business from one dashboard and keep it growing with built-in marketing features. It's time to turn your daydream into your dream job. Do it yourself. Go to Wix.com.
Yes! I love this game.
IXL is actually a learning app that helps them excel in math, science, language arts, even social studies. But it's so fun, my kiddo calls it a game.
Yes! I'm crushing it!
Yeah, you are. He loves the awards and motivating feedback on IXL. It's one of his favorite things to do after school. He loves the challenge. I love the results.
Yes!
IXL, the learning program 16 million students trust. Try it today at IXL.com.
I don't know if you've heard, but IXL is perfect for busy kids like me. It helps me practice everything we do in school. I'm getting ahead in reading and catching up on math. IXL actually makes math fun. Start learning today at IXL.com.
Avoiding your unfinished home projects because you're not sure where to start? Thumbtack knows homes, so you don't have to. Don't know the difference between matte paint finish and satin? Or what that clunking sound from your dryer is? With Thumbtack, you don't have to be a home pro. You just have to hire one. You can hire top-rated pros, see price estimates, and read reviews, all on the app. Download today.
At Danner, we believe our beloved trails will always need footsteps to keep the paths from fading, and those journeys are often better when shared. The Women's Trail Trainer was built by women for women who embrace the outdoors. Rally your girls, lace up, and blaze the trail. Resurge midsoles provide next-level comfort, while Danner's Precision Fit technology offers more custom fit with optimal support. Breathe in the scenery and feel right at home in the dirt. Explore the Women's Trail Trainer at Danner.com.
Hate doing cardio? Try brushing and flossing your teeth. I'm not talking about building up a sweat. I'm talking about building a healthier mouth for a healthier heart, for a healthier you. Smile Generation. Trusted dentists look at your care through the lens of the mouth-body connection, because what happens in the mouth plays a critical role for the rest of your body. To find a dentist near you, committed to treating all of you, visit smilegeneration.com/confidence today. And live longer, healthier, and happier with confidence unleashed.
You know it's Bad Choice Friday. It's Bad Choice Friday. You know it's Bad Choice Friday. Hey, man, this is your fault.
Shame on. And today we celebrate the weekend holidays on a Bad Choice Friday. Representing May the 4th, we have the Cantina song from the Star Wars soundtrack, taking on La Cucaracha. Representing Cinco de Mayo, Mike, how was the voting?
It was surprisingly not close at all there, Miles.
Is that right?
Because at the end of the day, look, Cinco de Mayo, while we enjoy it, while we throw down and we have a great old time, it's still a made-up holiday. However, you know what is real? Star Wars. That's why we're going to celebrate May the 4th on a Bad Choice Friday.
Welcome to the weekend. You're listening to Men's Room 99.9 KISW.
Ready to explore Europe the striped way? Then fly with Condor Airlines. With non-stop flights to Frankfurt, Germany, there are great connection options to several European cities. Whether it's the romantic streets of Paris or the stunning beaches of Barcelona, Condor will start your vacation and make it even more memorable by offering comfortable and spacious cabins where you can sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. Fly the striped way. Visit condor.com today.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Nerds! Today's episode is sponsored by Smart Travel, a new podcast from NerdWallet. Smart Travel doesn't just cover points and miles. They break down all the financial aspects of your trip, whether that's the best days to book, how to avoid hidden fees, or which fancy travel credit cards pay off, and which ones are just an expensive flex. If you want your travel budget to work harder, then dive into the best deals, products, services, and more with Smart Travel from NerdWallet, wherever you get your podcasts.
WCA.
Hold on. You're listening to The Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
Now for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, your choices today. You got Stephen Colbert, the Jimmys,
Kimmel and Fallon,
Writers, Seth Meyers, Tomlinson,
Taylor,
Ted Smith.
Is it Ted or is it late night?
It's right there to tell you guys have teams of talented writers help them come up with their monologues each and every night. It is up to you to determine, is this an actual late night joke and from whom, or could it be a The Ted Smith original?
An overturned truck spilled 8 million dimes on a highway in Texas, leading to a wild frenzy of drivers stopping to pick up 3 dimes and then say, this is actually hard, let's just go.
Say Fallon.
Yeah, Fallon.
Colbert.
An overturned truck covered a Texas highway in 8 million dimes, sparking a wild frenzy of drivers picking up like 3 dimes and saying, this is actually hard, let's just go.
Yeah, I'm stopping for dollars. I don't know if I'm stopping for dimes.
I might grab a few. Yeah, he's right, dude. After like 4 or 5, like, is this worth?
They weren't in rolls? Like, were they pre-rolled?
They spilled out. So even if they were in rolls, man, like, it was, dimes.
Some sports news. Andre Agassi, an 8-time Grand Slam tennis champion who retired from the professional tennis in 26 and was inducted into the International Tennis Hall of Fame in 2011, won his pro pickleball debut. I, for one, am shocked that a Hall of Fame tennis player won it pickleball.
The Ted Smith.
Yes, that's the Ted Smith.
How's he allowed to play that sport?
I mean, just
It's
to
a
get
different
eyes
sport,
on it.
yeah.
I think it's just like, get people interested in the sport. But yeah,
He's
when
a Hall
I
of Fame
saw that
tennis
he was
player.
competing, I'm like, you know he's going to dominate.
I'll tell you what this. Table tennis would be impressive, though.
Yeah,
if he could win a ping pong, I'd be like, all right, man, you got that one.
Sure, but pickleball, like, yeah, I think he's going to do pretty well.
Even racquetball. I'd be like, all right, you got some skills.
Yeah, it's like Hall of Fame baseball player, good at T-ball.
Good at wiffle ball.
Right.
The CEO of Zyn says nicotine is misunderstood and actually has cognitive benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I see a guy spitting on the sidewalk, I think that's a beautiful mind.
Colbert.
Fallon.
The CEO of Zyn is now arguing that nicotine has misunderstood and has cognitive benefits. Yeah, every time I see a guy spitting in the street, I think, oh, that's a beautiful mind.
Yeah, well, Jimmy, it's a Zyn. It's nicotine. You don't spit it. There's no tobacco.
Yeah.
The dumb frickin' joke. I like a Zyn. According to a new study, champagne can reduce the risk of a sudden cardiac arrest. Unfortunately, it increases the risk of getting wasted at brunch and spending your Sunday afternoon passed out on IKEA sample beds.
Mike Hawk. Writers.
Ted Smith.
Colbert.
According to a new study, drinking champagne could reduce the risk of sudden cardiac arrest. Unfortunately, it increases the risk of getting wasted at brunch and spending your Sunday afternoon passed out on one of the IKEA sample beds.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Weren't we talking in here the other day about champagne?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And you guys were like,
Yeah.
you got to celebrate something. And I was like, I have some friends that drink champagne all the time. I got invited to a champagne tasting this weekend.
Are you kidding?
No.
Just put it out there to the
What's going
universe,
on?
and there it is.
I'm telling you, I just know a couple people, they love champagne.
Grab yourself a flute and have a few glasses.
Yeah.
In.
You know what? I will say champagne's one of those things. Like, if you're making mimosas, I could drink terrible, crappy stuff.
Sure.
It's fine. But if you're actually going to drink champagne, then
You want a good bottle, right?
Yes, correct. Let's see. If you watched any or heard anything about Stagecoach last weekend down there in the Coachella Valley, Jelly Roll was there, right? He was one of the headliners. And then Backstreet Boys were there. So I think it was I watched Jelly Roll headline Saturday night. I think Sunday night, the Backstreet Boys were there. And they brought out Jelly Roll. And he helped sing I Want It That Way.
Nice.
Why not, man? I would, too. If Jelly Roll were there and I'm like, hey, man, do you know the song? Yeah, man. Want to sing it? Yeah, cool.
Again, Jelly Roll did a great job, right? He brought out Wiz Khalifa. He brought out a Christian guy I didn't know.
Essentially,
he brought out like the whole realm of people you could.
Right. Yeah, so essentially,
Big X, the plug.
Anybody wants to jump up on stage can. So it's kind of like Coachella, but just more.
I mean, you got to be invited, though.
Yeah, right.
But you're going to invite Jelly
It's
Roll.
not just going to be all country artists. It's not going to just be,
I mean, Stagecoach is definitely like Coachella is any type of music is open there, right?
Kind of like Jelly Roll.
Yeah, right. So to me, it's like I was kind of shocked that Jelly Roll kind of headlined the country one. Like I think you could have him headline Coachella.
Easily.
But you're right. Like, trust me, Miles, when I was watching his act and he's like, come on, Wiz, and Wiz is smoking a blunt because he always is. He's like, give him another one. And he started singing Black and Yellow. And I'm like, man, if you're a real country fan, like, you probably don't know that song. Yeah. And I know what you're thinking, Mike. He should have played Work Hard, Play Hard.
Damn straight he should have. I was waiting for it.
Anyhow, well, Jelly Roll and Backstreet Boys were just added as performers at the American Country Music Awards.
All right.
Shouldn't be shocking.
Well, Jelly Roll should be there, probably.
Yeah, he's more dominant country as far as my understanding of him.
He is, I guess.
You
Yeah.
know, and I feel like...
I mean, look, honestly, to his credit, he did some rock covers that were really good.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, he covered Miley for like
Sure.
a couple songs.
Yep.
Like,
That's
all
what I
right.
heard. I didn't hear it, but I heard about it.
I mean, back in the day, not to be this guy, get off my lawn, but if it's a good song, it's a good song. If it's 9 to 5 from Dolly Parton, they're playing it on every radio station.
Right.
It doesn't matter what the genre, what box it's supposed to fit in, or whatever the deal is. It's just like,
Absolutely.
look, it's like Taylor Swift. I'm sure she was played on country, top 40, all those different things. And is it a good song? If it is, we're going to play. Jelly Roll's the same way.
If people are listening, then
Yeah.
play it.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, like, Thrill brings it up all the time, but, like, if Zeppelin came out right now, like, I don't think we'd play him on our station.
No. Pink Floyd. There's
Right,
no chance.
there's no
They'd be on the
chance.
end, maybe.
You'd
but
be like,
there's-
that's not rock.
And if we didn't play Zeppelin, we never would have played Greta Van Fleet.
Right. Exactly.
Fair.
That wouldn't
And
even be a
on and
band.
on and on. No, they wouldn't. I don't even know what they'd be doing. They'd be working at Jiffy Lube.
Oh, no.
They would sound like AC/DC.
Going out with Airborne.
I miss Airborne. Those guys were awesome. Let's see. Jeremy Renner, we all know him.
Yep.
Now, there's a guy that has played some terrible characters that I hated for years. And then over the years, I've been like, he's an actor. Let it go.
Calm down, Ted.
Right.
Which means he's a good actor.
Right.
Well, yeah, I still hate Emil Hirsch, though.
Screw that guy.
So basically, he was at Hawkeye, then he had his accident. And then he said, basically, there was no second season of Hawkeye because they offered him half his salary.
I saw this
Which is crazy, yeah.
Right. He's like, so it's going to take me twice the amount of work for half the amount of money, 8 months of my time. Essentially, you do half of the amount. I was like, no.
Right, because they're trying to phase in the next generation, if you will. So he's got some apprentice that he's dealt with in the first season of Hawkeye that's kind of going to take up the mantle, and she's going to usher in the new era. So they kind of still need him to do that handoff, but it's like, the show's called Hawkeye.
He is the title character.
Right. Sorry, he's the draw. You got to give him
I
the
am the
money.
main event.
Yeah, I also think he said, do you think I'm only half the Jeremy I was because I got ran over
by a snowplow?
Right. I also like that he goes, he made sure to mention he's not blaming Marvel or even Disney. Quote, it's just the penny pinchers, the accountants. I told him to go fly a kite at the insult offer. I love the character. I would still love to do it. But he's like, look, but I'm not doing it for half the price.
No.
Like, get real.
He also, did you hear the part of the interview he did a couple days ago where he's talking about getting run over by that thing?
Okay.
And he could hear all the different cracks. It was like he was crunching, like as it was rolling, but it was rolling really slow. It was still grinding through him. It was like pop, 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 pop.
Jeez, man.
My whole inside was just exploding, one like pop at a time. I'm like, good God, before it
That
finally
is
just
awful.
ran over his head and it just, cleared him. But it was like pop, 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 and it was all bones on his inside just breaking. I'm like, man, dude. You're
How
lucky.
is he alive?
Exactly. I mean,
it is
hell with the
amazing,
Hawkeye
honestly.
crap. I mean, the fact that you can walk and talk and think, that to me is impressive. And also, get someone else to do that. You're Jeremy Renner.
Oh, yeah.
You don't need to jump on a snowplow, man, and take care of like half a mile of your driveway.
Yeah, I mean, he was living in Lake Tahoe.
Right.
So the snow amounts are insane.
Sure.
I think he just got used to doing it himself and was like, all right, I'll go clear the way.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm with you. It's amazing, that guy. And I think also, because he is Jeremy Renner, healthy dude, like, we fathom what happened to him, but it's hard to imagine. You're just like, there's no way that guy dies.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
But if that was just your friend. and
How is he
they'd gone-
alive?
Right, he'd gone through that accident, you'd be like, Steve is the greatest human alive. How he's still around is amazing. But Jeremy Renner, you're like, well, he's not going to die, is he? And it's like, turns out he did kind of almost die. I don't want to read that one. That's kind of a bummer. You know what? Let's just talk about the weekend.
Let's just talk about the weekend.
This is what I call one of those sneaky sports weekends. Now, if you're a nerd like me when it comes to sports, not super sneaky. Why? Because we know this weekend, the first weekend in May, we're going to have the Kentucky Derby and Thrill. What else?
UFL football.
Boxing match?
Boom.
All right.
Always going to have a massive boxing
Who's
match.
fighting?
I see Ryan Garcia's back in action.
Okay.
That card's got a decent amount of fighters on there. But traditionally, is Canelo in action tomorrow?
I don't know.
He might be fighting some. But generally, the biggest boxer of the time, you'd always have a fight this weekend and then Mexican Independence Day, which is traditionally where Mayweather Jr. would dress up in Mexican gear in September to mock whatever Mexican he was going to fight.
Almost every year.
Every time.
I think I found my horse, by the way, for the Kentucky Derby, Ted.
All right. I was going to say, so I have the horses lined up here. The Kentucky Derby, by the way, that coverage is on all day. I did it last year. It is kind of fun to watch. There's a bunch of races that go on during the day. The coverage starts at like 11 a.m., but that race doesn't start till 3:57 on the West Coast time. Miles, all right, there's a lot of horses in here. Have you looked at any one of them you like?
Yes, I've got one already. He's 20-1 odd, and I can't say his name on the air.
Oh, no. Hang on. Cut the mics. Cut the mics. Hang on.
All right.
Oh,
wow.
Yes, really? He's going to win it. That way we can say it.
It's fantastic.
On Monday's show.
Tis-tastic.
Oh, tis-tastic.
Yeah. Get your mind out of the gutter, Miles.
I'm going for tis-tastic.
That's right.
Okay, easy enough.
Come on.
You think the Kentucky Derby would allow a slight curse?
Well, it depends on where you stop the first syllable.
There's a lot of different horses in here. This guy just has a good name, Citizen Bull.
Citizen Bull.
But he's 21. Some of your favorites in the race. At 12-1 in the 4-gate, you have Rodriguez.
I am Rodriguez.
Is my boy Average Dan coming back or whatever his name was?
Now, you can only run in the Derby once.
One time. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But Bob Baffert's back, which makes the draw a little bit more so. Like he's kind of the face of it.
You have the Sandman at 6-1.
Ooh, I like that.
The odds-on favorite is journalism.
Oh, really?
3-1.
Will journalism win? Find out on Saturday.
It dies in the dark.
Fake horse.
Sandman's one of them. Sovereignty's up there. Do we just all want to take one of the favorites?
No, I'm taking my guy.
I'm taking Sandman.
You're taking Sandman?
I like the name. I like the feel. Give me Sandman.
Tis-tastic.
Got it, Miles.
I said it correctly.
Yes, you did.
Thrill, who do you want?
I'm going to take, was it journalism?
Journalism.
All right, he's 3-1.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you took the best horse.
All right, I'll take Sovereignty.
Okay.
I kind of want Chunk of Gold, but he's 30-1.
Chunk. I like that. Not piece, chunk of gold.
I take chunk of chocolate.
So you have boxing, you'll have that going on. You also have a Game 7 in basketball, which is pretty cool. Saw that yesterday. I don't know that most people would care. You also have the Big Ten Lacrosse Championship game at 5 p.m. on Big Ten Network. You know who might be playing in that, Miles?
No, I don't.
Maryland.
Oh,
really? Yeah. I know.
Whose radar would that be on?
DeMatha.
I think they have a couple DeMatha guys on the team.
Shocker.
SNL, you have a brand new episode. Quentin Brunson is the host, and then the musical guest is Benson Boone. I watched him absolutely destroy Coachella a few weeks ago, and if I'm right, I want to say Benson Boone is from Monroe.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's a local guy. He's kind of blowing up right now, so check that out. But like I said, a sneaky sports weekend. Oh, yeah. And F1, Formula 1, is down in Miami. So that's a 1 p.m. start for us.
Okay.
You don't have to get up early. You don't have to stay up late on
Thank
a Saturday.
God.
Just a nice Sunday afternoon watching some racing.
Okay. Thank you, Ted. We appreciate it. Headlines coming up. You're listening to The Men's Room.
Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Police bust a cockfighting ring on Wiener Road in Nutbush, Tennessee. Meanwhile, a pet tortoise who escaped home is found a mile away and no longer free. Powerball winner arrested with girlfriend who had an appropriate name. Ohio man officially enters the Dairy Queen Hall of Shame. At a UK store is raided for selling illegal, unhealthy goods. So stuff from the U.S. It's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
At the top story, we're going to Florida, where lottery winners go to jail. You'd think that after winning over $100 million, you wouldn't have much to get all riled up about. But that's just exactly what happened to our winner. You see, the day after he collected that nice big giant check for just such a lump of cash, he found himself in an altercation with another man inside of the resort that he was staying at while in town for a press conference. The altercation eventually turned physical, leading a local sheriff's deputy to step in to break up the fight. That's about the time that our lottery winner handed a kick to the officer's face.
Oh, damn.
He was arrested on several charges, and he can't even post bail because it gets even better. The fight put him in violation for his parole that he was on after having already been locked up for 14 years in the Kentucky correctional system.
You won all that money.
Right. You get out of prison. You're on parole after 14 years, or maybe it was a 14-year sentence and he was on parole. Either way, you're out of the prison system. You win $130 million. Don't care if you're splitting it with your mom like he is. Good on you.
Right.
What do you have to worry about anymore?
Don't kick a cop in the face.
Right.
That's all.
You are set for life. Literally. You're 50. Just don't screw it up. And you
Guess
screwed
what
it
he
up.
did? Yeah, he screwed it up.
I'm going to kick this cop in the face.
Did you see a picture of this guy?
Yeah.
He looks like a guy that would kick a cop in the
Is
face.
this shocking to you?
No, it's not,
This
Miles.
looks like par for the course.
It is.
This is the guy that gets in a fight in miniature golf. You know,
Right. He looks like a guy that while he was down there for the press conference,
butt into us?
He was scoping up places to move to Florida. Like, he looks like a Florida guy that was
Yeah,
just born
absolutely
in
does.
From Kentucky, yes, of course.
Exactly.
That's where you go.
Right.
It's like birds and they migrate.
Like, the older they get, they just
Seriously.
move on down to Florida.
Yeah.
And he looks like that guy. And again,
I can wear a do-rag every day and no one cares.
you have $100 million, and now you don't. Now you're going back to prison, probably for longer. Moron. In other news, over to the UK, where authorities are trying to tamp down on scam artists. In the Oxford area, there are several stores that claim to sell U.S. candies and other goods that people tend to shy away from out of fear of them being a ripoff or a scam, and also because they're poisonous. But authorities had to step in and intervene after the pricing got just a little too ridiculous. After it was reported that a patron bought 2 packs of candy for the astounding price of 900 British pounds. 2 bags of candy.
What?
For $900. They conducted a raid on the building and came out with the biggest haul of illegal products that they've seen. Things like additives in American food products and the lack of required labeling led officers seizing upwards of 80,000 British pounds of products. They said they say they've seen a welcome decline in the number of American product stores since the pandemic. It's down. It went from like 70 stores down to 40, and it's still on a downward trend. Just we put so much crap in our food over here that it's not allowed over there in those countries, and so already then they're kind of wary of it. They don't want it, but then there's people that are even more so altering the food, keeping the keeping the packaging up and whatnot, and they're scamming people. They're charging £900 for this doggone stuff,
which is ridiculous.
To Ohio, where we've seen this movie before, a man inside of a local Dairy Queen became agitated when his food was taking too long for his liking, thanks to a shift change. That's literally all it was. It's changing hands, and he can't wait for it. Instead of acting like an adult and waiting for his food or lodging a simple complaint, he became irate, hollering at employees before finding it acceptable to go around the counter and assaulting a female employee in the kitchen.
Punched her in the face.
Big man right there.
Yeah.
Good job there, buddy. A male employee had had enough of the altercation and put a stop to it by striking the man, who left the scene shortly afterward, and police were called. Using surveillance footage and the public's help, he was tracked down and arrested, and he faces charges.
Good.
Right.
Then they let him right out.
There is zero acceptable about
He
this.
went behind. This is a woman. He went behind the counter. She was trying to, sir, just wait for a minute. I'm trying to get everything right.
She's making his food, and
It's like, dude, you should be in jail.
Yes. For a long,
for at
long
least
time.
a night.
Yes.
He was let out immediately.
God. This is more of a headlines update. A second arrest has been made on counts of animal cruelty down in Tennessee. This is probably Miles' favorite headline along with mine. Local authorities have gotten a tip that drugs were being sold out of a nearby home and were serving a warrant when they noticed an animal fighting operation in addition to what they were there for. But all this really leads to my favorite headline of the week. Quote, second arrest made in Nutbush cockfighting operation.
I mean, come on.
On Wiener Road.
On Wiener Road.
They were called
And they're not making this up.
They were called to get a tip to go to Wiener Road.
So there's a cockfighting ring.
Yes.
On Wiener Road.
Yes.
In a place called Nutbush.
Yes. Doggone it.
I mean,
it's perfect.
The stars have aligned.
I know. Like, that is the perfect story.
The tomb is about to open. But just in case those stories up to bad taste in your mouth.
Thankfully, there's good news.
Over to the UK, where a family pet gave its owners a little scare. A pet tortoise by the name of, what do you think? A pet tortoise. What are you going to name it?
Like Speedy.
Speedy. Any other guesses?
Flash.
Flash. Leonardo.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
that
right,
makes
right.
sense.
Yeah.
He was enjoying a sunny day out in the garden as he's grown accustomed to, thanks to owners that enjoy giving him some outdoor enrichment. We love that. But as it happens, the woman that let him out got distracted with their newborn child, as you know happens. But it was long enough for old Leonardo to wander his way out of sight. The owners rallied the neighborhood.
Make a break for it.
He did. I'm saying he got a mile away. He's probably like, Jesus, man, it's taking me over a year. I made it this far. I don't want to be there.
The owners
that is why I left.
the neighborhood, asking all to keep an eye out for him. Unfortunately, nobody spoke up before the chilling winter set in, and they feared the worst. But alas, as Miles said, when the sun came back out 9 months later,
hibernated.
One of their neighbors walking their dog a mile away managed to spot the tortoise ambling around the area.
He's like, you sons of bitches. He didn't want to be there.
I was
so
there.
far. He would have
Got
turned
it.
around and got back if he wanted that lettuce.
That was so close. He wanted that lettuce.
Seriously.
Men's Room Sports, you got playoff basketball and playoff hockey on TNT, True TV, and ESPN all weekend long. UFL football on Fox and ABC over the next couple days. Seawolves rugby on tonight on ESPN and Fox. Sounders soccer tomorrow night on Apple TV Plus. And the Mariners are in Texas all weekend long against the Rangers. You can find those games over en route. As far as your weather this weekend, should have a pretty nice weekend with some clouds moving in tomorrow, but clearing up by Sunday with temperatures going from highs in the low 60s to lows in the mid-40s. That's it for your headlines. With that, have a wonderful weekend. Mike Hawk is I.
Absolutely. The lovely Jolene's coming up next. We'll talk to you again on Monday.
Yes, indeed, it's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until Monday, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith. You know what's sneaky? A bunch of big corporations buying up local companies you know and love, gutting them, and keeping the name. But you know who's not a sellout? Pinky's Plumbing. That's right. Pinky's Plumbing's values start with their work ethic, honesty, how they treat their employees, and how they care for their customers. Bigger isn't always better, and that's a fact. You should know you're working with a locally owned company that truly values where they live and work. Pinky's Plumbing. Pinky'sPlumbing.com.
If you're ready for a new job, let Express Employment Professionals help you. Express is already hiring for summer jobs in a variety of industries. Job seekers never pay a fee at Express. Go to expresspros.com to find your location. That's expresspros.com.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma are designed to outlast and outlive, combining raw power with precision engineering, all backed by Toyota's legendary reputation for reliability. Climb inside a Tundra and experience the uncompromising strength. With its available iForce Max engine, the Tundra delivers exceptional power, torque, and towing capacity. Plus, the spacious and high-tech cabin keeps you connected on the run. Or check out a Tacoma. Agile, dependable, and unstoppable. The Tacoma's designed for those who go beyond the trails. Stay ahead of the pack with available off-road features like crawl control. Or break out your tunes with the available portable JBL speaker. Toyota trucks are built to last, year after year, mile after mile. So outlast every adventure and outlive the moment. Buy a Tundra or Tacoma today. Visit buyatoyota.com, the official website for deals. Or stop by your local Toyota dealer to find out more. Toyota, let's go places.
Now at Verizon, we have some big news for your peace of mind. For all our customers, existing and new, we're locking in low prices for 3 years guaranteed on My Plan and My Home. That's future you peace of mind. And everyone can save on a brand new phone on My Plan when you trade in any phone from one of our top brands. That's new phone peace of mind. Because at Verizon, whether you're already a customer or you're just joining us, we got you. Visit Verizon today. Price guarantee applies to then current base monthly rate. Additional terms and conditions apply for all offers.
This Bosch 2-in-1 impact driver rules.
Oh, yeah!
That couldn't have been.
Macho Man Randy Savage indeed, yeah. A.K.A. you're in a Bosch. I'm a macho manifestation of that feeling you get when you use that 2-in-1 impact driver.
Oh, yeah?
Nah, say it with your chest, brother. Oh, yeah!
Oh, yeah!
We'll work on that. The more you Bosch, the more you feel like a...